evening, y'all. We are just about set for play-by-play. As soon as the scoreboard gets to operating, we will share it. Right now they're putting a bunch of dopey commercials on, so there's no point in putting that on. But as soon as it comes on, we will share it. It has to hit a certain level, and then we have to reset the screen, and then it comes in. So, as opposed to making you go through all that, seeing all that nonsense, we wait until the game gets going. Usually starts just about at kickoff. Hope y'all are having a great evening. Braves fans, I don't know if you saw the news or not, as I'll take the PXP OTW, meaning play-by-play on the way down. And welcome in everyone in Radio Land being carried in, from my understanding, Jason sent me an email. He said 19 different stations, and I believe he said 6 different states. 2 different countries. Well, 3 different countries, not counting the United States. We're just about set. We've got a couple of stations in Canada. And then the other one, he just said Great Britain. So I don't know if that's England. I don't know if that's Ireland. I don't know where that is. But welcome in. If you want to get into the chat, find us on Braves Country Radio on youtube.com /at Braves Country. That's youtube.com /at Braves Country, Braves Country Radio. And we are set to bring you play-by-play of Steelers versus Texans. They are doing their national anthem now. And it's a big game, obviously, for both teams in the NFL landscape. Not only just trying to go on to the next round and get your NFL, get a win in the NFL postseason, but there's a lot of rumors floating around that there could be an axe fall on Mike Tomlin if he does not get a win tonight. I don't believe that. I think that's a lot of hyperbole, and I believe that the guy, if you're going to wait this long, you've already decided that you're keeping him. He's been there for, I think this is his 19th year. He does have a Super Bowl championship. But he has not won a playoff game in 7 years, so you can imagine the fans are in an uproar about that. They're used to, you think of Steeler fans and Cowboy fans alike, they were spoiled for years with some of the most iconic games, but also a lot of success. And you got to kind of figure that even with them being spoiled like they have been for years, you got to understand, like, you're still competing every year with Mike Tomlin. All I can say is be careful what you wish for, because remember when the Titans canned Mike Vrabel a couple of years ago, and now here he is rocking and rolling in New England. He's got the Patriots back in the divisional round. Steelers are wearing their all black tops with the yellow stripes across, yellow pants, black helmet with the red, blue, and gold. And Houston Texans will be the away team. We're waiting for kickoff as they are slowly building to it. No, I don't know who this is singing the national anthem, but she's bending it, man. She is dragging it out. If this was a Super Bowl, probably you'd be happy with the over. But for you Braves fans who may not have seen the news, I believe it was yesterday that it broke. I didn't get a chance to do a post for it. I do a post for most of the stuff. But Pierce Johnson is no more. He will be in Cincinnati to start the year. Signed I believe it was a 1-year deal with Cincinnati. So a 1-year deal. Pierce Johnson is going. Of course, Tyler Kenley came back over the weekend. So we did get one of them back. I thought that might be the game plan that they would get one of them back, but two of them wasn't likely just because of all the other additions they made with the bullpen. And we're just 5 weeks away from spring training. Pitchers and catchers report in just about a month. And before that happens, we'll have the Caribbean Series for you here on Braves Country Radio. We're going to have the National Championship game next Monday night for you. And we're waiting to see how the NFL plays out there. They're taking forever to give the details of next week's schedule. I don't know what the deal is because they've already decided who the teams are going to be. Or what days each team is going to play. So they're just waiting to give out the times. And it's got to be frustrating for the television stations that are covering it because they do not know what games are carrying. I was listening to the ESPN pregame the other day, or last hour, I guess it was, and they were all talking in studio so everybody's getting one game, ESPN, Peacock, CBS, and Fox. But nobody has been told what game you're going to get. And that's really odd. They didn't used to do it that way. I'd say what's going to happen is if Houston wins, the Patriots-Houston game will be the early game on Sunday. And then if the Steelers win, they'll have Steelers-Patriots on Sunday night. Because they would prefer to have the Steelers in prime time with the big fan base that they have. We are set, and those in the country club, we've got the terrible towel in there for you for the Steelers and a Pittsburgh Steelers logo, and with the Houston Texans, we got a couple of emojis for them as well, one with the state of Texas and then one with their actual logo. We are just about set. And they are just about set. And as soon as it kicks in here, we are good to go. The kick is high and deep. End over end, out of bounds. Fair caught. And here we go. Finally, the screen kicks in, and now we're ready to go. All right. Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers will be leading it off here, starting from their own 25-yard line. Or 20-yard line, excuse me. I had my college and pro mixed up in my head. .14:59 on the clock. We're going right to left across your radio dial. 1st and 10 from the 20. And Rodgers under center, takes a snap, handoff up the middle, pushing and grinding his way is Warren. And Warren, I believe that is a Pittsburgh Steeler. First down, it is.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
So just like that. First and 10 at the 30-yard line. Shotgun formation. Aaron Rodgers has 3 receivers high. Single back set. Here's the snap. Quick pass over to the right-hand side. The catch is made by DK Metcalf. Metcalf comes up, and he has another Pittsburgh Steeler first down.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Good quick pass over to the right-hand side by Aaron Rodgers. DK Metcalf back from the 2-game suspension with the incident with the fan. He makes immediate impact, catches the quick pass, and 2 first downs for the Steelers. 1st and 10, ball at the 47-yard line. Rodgers under center. Tight formation. Here's the snap, handoff to Warren. Warren will slice his way to about the 50-yard line, just before it. We'll call it the 49. It'll be second and long. I know why PETA is a anti-Steeler, because she's a Cowboys fan. But Raymond, what is your reason for hating the Steelers? I'm curious. Shotgun formation. Aaron Rodgers, single back set, man in motion. Here's the snap, handoff, Warm up the middle, back once again. He gets about a 2. We'll call it a 2-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 yards to go for the Steelers. .12:30 on the clock. And looks like we've got an injury timeout. Looks like that's Reed, number 23 for the Houston Texans. He's standing up, but he's trying to flex his knee. He's got a couple of trainers right there trying to figure out if he's going to be okay to go. He's going to come off the field, but it is under his own power. He looks like he's walking pretty well. Sure, they'll take another look at him under the tent, but so far, it looks okay. He just talks to his head coach. He kind of gave him a shake of his head as I'm good to go. 12:25 on the clock. No timeouts were charged on that. It was just a break in the action. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 7 ball at the 50-yard line. Rodgers drops back to pass, fires over the right-hand side, and that is wide and out. And it is incomplete pass. He overthrew his man by about 5 yards, and he is barking. I believe he's barking at the receiver, but that is all on him. I mean, there is no one. That throw was nowhere near him. That was a foot over his head, maybe 2 feet over his head. So here comes the punt team. Snap, the punt, high, deep. Fair catch is made at the 10-yard line, and that's where the Houston Texans will take over. We've got 11:57 here left in the first quarter, and the Texans will take over for the first time getting the ball. 0-0 your score. And it looks like they are going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back in a flash here on the BCR. Steelers and Texans, 0-0.
If your name is Trevor and you live in South Carolina and you got a little sideways and decided to text your best friend's wife named Casey, you're cooked. There's a lady at the kiosk. She's got like 9 pages worth of screenshots of your face and dingling. Like you're about as cooked as I have never seen a woman look with so much determination as she's reading through just messages. I mean, she didn't even acknowledge the lady that was trying to buy something from the kiosk. You're cooked, my guy. You might as well just move to like Oregon or Canada or Alaska. Like, you just need to leave. Number one, you need to be worried about the women. They're scary, but I don't know if they've told your best friend yet, but when they do, you're
Solly Gehringer, the flawless second sacker of the Detroit Tigers, is a ball player's idea of what a ball player should be.
He was the smoothest fielder I've ever seen play. No flare. He knew where to play the hitters. It seemed that Charlie was usually in the right places at the right time.
At that time, he was the best, and he could hit. He was made for that Detroit ballpark. Good hitting ballpark for a left-hander, and he would use it.
He was a very sharp hitter. He didn't hit too many home runs, but he hit what we used to call frozen ropes. He hit a lot of those.
Gehringer's 1929 season was off the charts, and he remained a consistent force for 19 years. One of them good enough for an MVP award.
Solly Gehringer, selected as the most valuable player in the American League in 1937, also ran away with top batting honors with a percentage of .371.
Gehringer was the American League representative at second base in each of the first 6 All-Star games from 1933 to 38. He was known as the mechanical man for his quiet consistency.
Joe Morgan and Rogers Hornsby and Eddie Collins and some of the best second basemen of all time. Gehringer has to be right there with those guys. He was phenomenal. He played on some great teams. He really was the mechanical man.
Welcome back. Nothing, your score, 11:57 on the clock. Texans with the ball at their own 10-yard line, pinned deep after the long punt by Townsend. Here's the snap. C.J. Stroud hands it off and up the gut for about a 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 6. I believe that was Woody Mark on the carry. $11:35 on the clock and counting. Shotgun formation. C.J. Stroud scans the field. Here's the snap. Looking over down the middle and throws it. And the ball's ricocheted and almost picked off. And then there was almost a ricochet catch off the tip from the defensive back into the arms of Schultz, but Schultz couldn't hang on. There were 5-6 guys around there, 2 of them Texans, 4 of them Steelers, but the ball falls to the turf. It'll be 3rd down. Collins is coming in on the play. Very reminiscent of the last play for the Jags and Bills where the defensive back gets his hand in there, but this time the ball falls to the ground. They don't get the ricochet. Shotgun formation, ball at the 15-yard line, 3rd and 5. CJ drops back to pass, looking, goes deep down the right side, and the ball is that caught? He has not been touched. He jumps up, gets pushed to the turf, and that is a Houston Texans first down.
Let's go, Texans, let's go! Let's go, Texans, let's go!
Great catch down the left side. That is Christian Kirk, the ex-Arizona Cardinal, the ex-Jacksonville Jaguar, laid out. Made an unbelievable grab as they show the replay. The ball moved a little bit, but I don't think it ever hit the ground. So 1st and 10 Texans, ball at the Pittsburgh 49-yard line. C.J. Stroud takes the snap, hand off to Woody Marks. He pushes his way for about a 1-yard gain, still on the logo. It's 2nd and 9. Second and 9. Still in the early going here. 10:21 and counting. Here's the snap, handoff up the middle, and Marks gets crushed again. Maybe a 1-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and long. There's nothing doing there. And they're early going in the run game up the middle, but they continue to pound away. We do expect a low-scoring game tonight. Points will be at a premium. The over-under out in Vegas was 38.5. And the Steelers were about a field goal underdog. Houston, last I looked, it was 2.5 to the Texans. Here's the snap, drops back. Nope, he will not get it off in time. The clock was showing 0 for a good counter, so I thought maybe the clock was messed up, but he will get a delay of game, I believe. So that should make it 3rd and 11. See what the actual call is. They're showing, I believe Houston got a timeout is what they're saying. Didn't look like they did, but they're giving him credit for a timeout. So it'll be 3rd and 6. That'll be Houston's first timeout. We'll stay right here with the action. It'll be one of the short 30-second timeouts that you get each half. 9:04 on the clock and counting. Ball at the 45-yard line. Shotgun formation, and looked like a quick move by the offensive line. It is. It will be a false start. So even after all that and getting the timeout, they still end up with a 5-yard penalty on the false start. I believe it was on the right tackle for the Houston Texans. Trent Brown, he had T.J. Watt hovering over him. So now 3rd and 11. That's the bad news if you're the Texans. The good news is you have flipped the field. So if you do have to punt here, you'd have them deep in their own territory. 3rd and 11. Line to gain is the 39-yard line. We're at the logo. Shotgun formation. Stroud drops back to pass. Fires it over the middle into the ground, and it's incomplete. And it'll be 4th and 11, and the Steelers force a punt.
Here we go, Steelers! Here we go! Here we go, Steelers!
Little pressure up the middle, and C.J. Stroud stepped up, and quickly T.J. Watt was closing in on him, where I think he was thinking about taking off, so he had to just kind of flip it out there, and an off-balance throw lands to the turf. Ball at the 50-yard line, 4th and 11. And Tommy Townsend set to punt, and he kicks it high, deep. Ball's going to land out of bounds. See where they mark it. As the line judge is going up the line. I think the Steelers are going to get a very favorable mark. Looks like he is close to about the 25-yard line. So the Steelers get the ball. When we come back, 0-0 your score. 8:54 to go. We'll be back in a flash.
Why is it when I'm sitting in a room and somebody says, okay, your turn to tell us about yourself, I completely forget who I am, what I do, and if I even exist?
You can't start Pena first tonight. You'll have to start Hatterberg.
Yeah, I don't want to go 15 rounds. The lineup card is mine.
Okay, lineup card is definitely yours. I'm just saying you can't start Pena at first.
Well, I am starting him at first. I don't think so. He plays for Detroit now. You traded Pena?
Yeah, and Menachino, Hilgis, Tam are all being sent down.
You are outside your mind.
Yeah, cuckoo.
Number 29.
The bat was like a wand in his hands, but what he did to pitchers was no illusion.
I would simply say the best hitter that I ever faced. Period. No exception.
The word magician instantly springs to mind, and slaps singles and doubles and triples all over the ball field. And to be so audacious on the base paths, he was a wonder to watch.
He's one of those pure hitters.
Deep left, that ball is out of here. Home run for Rod Carew.
When Carew made his big league debut with Minnesota in the late 60s, he gave immediate notice of his talent and work ethic. That devotion and prowess sent Carew to his first of 18 straight All-Star games and earned him the 1967 AL Rookie of the Year award.
Rod could do so many different things with the bat, and he was such a smooth player.
Although he played only half his 19-year career at second, Carew's speed and artistry with the bat enabled him to collect more batting titles than any other second sacker but one.
Rod Carew won 7 American League batting championships, hit the ball all over the ballpark, and was just a great, great hitter.
There's a drive to left field, base hit. There's number 3,000 for Carew.
Welcome back. 0-0 your score. Steelers and Texans are midway through the first quarter. Steelers get the ball for the second time. This time, ball will be placed at their own 25-yard line. So what should have been, they moved it up a few yards. So it looks like he's actually getting the 28-yard line. Here's the snap. Rodgers rolls out to his left, fires across the middle, wide open catch made by the Steelers to DK Metcalf, and that's a Pittsburgh Steeler first down.
Here we go, Steelers! Here we go! Here we go, Steelers! Here we go!
Rodgers was going on going towards his left and turned back going across the middle was DK Metcalf. He was wide open. And the Steelers, big chunk yardage there. 8:15 on the clock. Shotgun formation. Rodgers drops it down the left side. And there's going to flag comes out. The ball was well out of bounds. I don't know if it was catchable. A couple of the referees look like they're going to talk it over. But there was definitely contact by the Houston secondary. If it is a pass interference, it'll be around the 30-yard line of Houston. $8:10 on the clock. They are going to call it 1st and 10. Ball at the 33-yard line. They'll mark it back. And Rodgers under center. Here's the snap. Hands it off to up the middle. Looks like that was Keith Gainwell, and he'll gain about a 3-4 yard up the middle. They're calling it 5, maybe even 6. We'll call it 2nd and 4. It's a long 4, short 5. Rodgers under center, looking like he's changing the play at the line. Thielen in motion. Here's the snap. Handoff. Off to the right-hand side. Gainwell's got it. He'll push his way ahead for a Pittsburgh Steeler. 1st down.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
7:15 on the clock and counting. Pittsburgh really starting to move the ball. Houston, pretty much any metric you use, Houston is the number 1 ranked defense in all the land. First and 10 at the 21-yard line. Shotgun formation. Rodgers drops back to pass all day, throws it down the left-hand side, and he'll overthrow his man, Jonnu Smith, by about 2 or 3 yards. I don't think Smith ever saw the ball coming. It'll be 2nd and 10. Smith was locked up there. So shotgun formation. 2nd and 10, ball at the 21-yard line. Rodgers drops back to pass all day, fires down the right side, and incomplete, out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and 10. A little bit of pressure was coming in from the right side, but he had plenty of time to let it loose. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 10. Ball placed at the 21-yard line. 2 receivers high, 3 low. Empty set. And here's the snap. Rodgers fires over to the left-hand side. The ball is caught. Gets pushed out of bounds. It'll be 4th down and about 3 or 4 yards to go. See if the Steelers go for it. You'd think Tomlin would take the points here. See a lot of teams not doing so early in these playoffs. He's a little more old school. And they are going to send Boswell and the kicking team out there. 6:13 on the clock. Good to see everybody in the chat. See Charlie and Treenug and PETA. I saw Raymond in here earlier. Here's the snap. The kick is up. The kick is good. Splits it right down the pipes, and the Pittsburgh Steelers take a 3-0 lead. 6:02 on the clock here in the first. Still a ton of time left in this ball game. Houston gets the ball when we return, trailing by a field goal.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
My principal said says that we're not normal.
I'm sorry to say he's right. You are not normal.
So my name is Ronnie. Well, it's Rhonda, but don't call me that unless you're mad at me. Let's gamble. Warning.
Hey, what's the fattest thing you ever did?
I got hungry on the way to work one morning, so I stopped at 4 different hotels and had their free breakfast. We listen and we don't judge.
Not been in love, much to the chagrin of my first wife. Let's just say that next to my waterbed is a can of whipped cream and some cherries.
Tell me you have kids without telling me you have kids. I'll go first. I'm in my garage quietly eating a fudgesicle. You know, if you know, you know.
You should date me because I'm so far out of your league, you would be lucky to date me.
That was a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck.
His time with the Angels, look at the numbers that he put up. The strikeout numbers in particular, they're unheard of. I don't believe there's ever been a stretch like that.
2-strike pitch. Gone. I'll tell you, that's got to be a 100-mile-an-hour pitch right there.
When you're throwing 100 miles an hour, you feel this sense of this game is right here, and you're right here in the palm of my hand.
Nolan set the standard for a power pitcher. He could throw hard, be a fierce competitor. He was not afraid to use some intimidation because he's going to buzz you if he has to.
He had the ability to put you on your toes at any moment.
He could be conveniently wild, if you know what I mean.
He might throw one up and in on your chin, and the next one would be low and away on the corner.
We lost to the Blue Jays? $300 million just to lose to a bunch of diabetic Canadians? I don't care. I want Boone gone now.
Welcome back. Good to see you, B.A., Brian, and Uncle Charlie. Gary McCoy, good to see you. Daniel Barry. Is it Daniel Barry? It's Daniel something sports. All I can see is the email address now. Good to see everybody in the chat. We are 6:02 on the clock, and Houston about to receive the ball. Boswell kicks it off. Kind of a short, high-end over-end kick. It bounces at the 5-yard line, and Houston will return it out to about the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, maybe the 26. And C.J. Stroud and the Texans will go back to work. They moved the ball from the 10 up to the 50 their last time up. This time a little better field position. Stroud and company. Wildcard, NFL wildcard team this year. One of the hotter teams in football heading towards the postseason. Shotgun formation. And here's the snap. Stroud drops back to pass, looks over, fires it over to the left-hand side. That ball is caught. It's a 4-yard gain. Nico Collins finally getting on the board. 2nd and 6. Good hard throw to the left side. Showing the replay here, Houston might want to snap that ball pretty quickly. Here comes the snap. They did get it off. Handoff up the middle and running ahead and pushing. He's either right there at the first down line or he's about a half-yard short. It's going to be really close. See what they call it. Looks like the initial indications he did not get it. It'll be 3rd and very short. Less than the length of the football. That catch made by Nico Collins, they were showing him cradling the ball as he went to the ground. It didn't look like his fingertips were on it. Looked like it was coming out of his hands, but Pittsburgh did not challenge. 3rd and 1. Here's the snap. Hand off to the right-hand side. Marks dives ahead, and he will have himself a Houston Texans first down.
Let's go, Texans. Let's go.
good hard run. Went up the back of Schultz, Dalton Schultz, the tight end. Went up the back of his left leg, but he appears to be okay. Under center, Stroud takes the snap, hand off to the right-hand side. Pushing. About a 3-4 yard gain. Woody marks on the run once again. It'll be second down. .345 on the clock and counting. 2nd and 7. Houston on the march. Of course, these two teams have had a long history. Back when the Titans, who were then the Oilers, played in Houston. Here's the snap. Quick pass off to the left-hand side, and Nico Collins pushes ahead for about a 2-3 yard gain. It'll be 3rd and short. Those old Pittsburgh Steeler Houston Oiler games, they were some of the best ones you'd see in the 70s and 80s. Mean Joe Green, Earl Campbell, Chuck Noll, Bum Phillips. 3rd and 3 shotgun formation, 2:54 on the clock. Ball at the 43-yard line. Here's the snap. Stroud looking back, fires it over the middle. Ball is caught, and the catch is made by, believe that is, it will be a Houston first down.
Let's go, Texans. Let's go. Let's go, Texans. Let's go.
Over the middle, making a good catch, kind of a leaping catch. Plenty of room for the first down. Xavier Hutchinson, 6'3" wideout, makes the catch over the logo, and it's 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Stroud under center. Here's the snap. Handoff to Marks. It's going to be a flea flicker. They're going razzle-dazzle. He will fumble it. Razzle-dazzle turns into a fumble-lia, and the Pittsburgh Steelers have the ball.
Steelers, here we go.
I think that ball was caught in midair, so maybe ruled as an interception. Nonetheless, the Pittsburgh Steelers have the ball. Trying to see who that was. Sawyer made the hit, and the catch was made, a diving attempt. It was made by 94 Black. Was his arm going? I don't think his arm was going forward, so they keep looking at it and reviewing it. First of all, it looks like he caught the ball regardless, but it looked like a fumble no matter what. We'll be back in a flash. Houston gets, thinking about the Oilers and Steelers. Steelers get the ball when we return.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
America think they're so special renaming things for no reason. Yeah, like pavement. No, we're going to call it sidewalk, mate. Oh, look at us. We're so clever. Yeah. Actually, that does make more sense than pavement, doesn't it? It really does. I don't know, you literally walk on the side of the road. It makes perfect sense. They're still stupid, though. Yeah, they are. Oh, we're going to call chips fries. Yeah, idiots. Technically, you do fry them, though. Yeah, I was just thinking that. It does feel like they swooped in later, cleaned things up, and made everything a bit simpler, doesn't it? Yeah, that's because they're simpler. 1-0. And what's wrong with a chemist? Yeah, what is wrong with a chemist? Oh, no, it's got to be a drugstore. That is where they keep the drugs, though. That is where they keep the drugs. I was just thinking that as well. We should just talk about something else.
Pete, this is the show. We're going to have you sign the hit king. Nolan, we're going to have you sign the no-hit king.
Mr. Nolan Ryan, come on up. It was the 5th game of the playoffs, and I was pitching that day, and I went down and take batting practice. Pete was down there, and I got in the cage and took my swings, and when I was walking out, he goes, "Hey, Nolan." I go, "Yeah, Pete." He says, "I wish you'd get that curveball of yours over just one time." And I go, "Yeah, why is that, Pete?" And he says, "Because I'm going to hit it off your blanking forehead." I thought, well, we'll see about that. So the first 2 times up in the game, I got him out on fastballs. Third time up, I figured now's the time to throw my curveball. And as soon as I released it and he read curveball, his eyes lit up like stars. And he hit the most vicious line drive that would have hit me right in the face if I hadn't got my glove up. It hit off the heel, my glove fell down. I picked it up and threw him out, and he was running to first base pointing at me the whole time.
Do you remember that story the same way he told it?
Yes, yes. You know, I don't have as many records as him. How many records he got?
51? 51.
51?
Three 3-0 your score. Pittsburgh with the ball and the lead. Ball at the 44-yard line after the turnover. Here's the snap. Aaron Rodgers hands it off up the middle, and he's going to get stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. They were trying for a draw play. That did not go well. Stuffed behind the line, Jalen Warren. It'll be 2nd and long. So 2nd, we'll call it 11. Shotgun formation. Here's the snap. Rodgers drops back to pass, looking, fires over the right-hand side. Ball is caught by DJ. No, he dropped it. DJ Metcalf dropped it. Wide open there on the right side. It was going to be a little bit of a difficult catch, but still one that he should have had, and it'll be 3rd and long. Unbelievable. Aaron Rodgers beside himself. So 3rd and 10. Shotgun formation. Rodgers drops back to snap. Fires over the left-hand side. The ball is caught, and it'll be maybe a 3-4, maybe a 4 at the most 5-yard gain from MVS. And it'll be 4th down. They'll call it 5. So the catch that should have been made there by Metcalf, of course, remember, he hasn't played the last 2 games. Might be a little rust out there. The catch that should have been made would have had Pittsburgh in field goal range. Here's the snap. Kick is high. End over end. Waitman. Another good punt. It hits the 5-yard line. Bounces back. Houston grabs the ball. Tried to return it, but gets rushed out of bounds. That was unbelievable. Believe they're going to mark him out of bounds at around the 9-yard line, and Houston will take over. 29 seconds left here on the clock. They typically stay right here when they're this close to the end of the quarter, so we'll stay here with you. C.J. Stroud under center. Here's the snap. Play action pass. Rolls out to the right. Ball is caught and pushed out of bounds, but it's a Houston Texan. About a 6-yard gain, maybe 7. Good catch out there in the flat by Stover. Caden Stover coming out on that play action waggle. 2nd and 2. 2 seconds on the clock as it winds down, and we will head to the 2nd quarter. Pittsburgh with a 3-point lead. Houston's got the ball. We'll be back in a flash. Texans and Steelers in a defensive battle here in the Steel City.
Come on, we Texans! How we do? Homework! How we gonna give it to them? All day long! Come on, we Texans! What we do? Homework! How we gonna give it to them? All day long!
Are you still drinking?
No. I don't. That's behind me now. Why are you buying?
Hey, you know what kid they never tell you is the hardest to raise? Your husband. Like when you get married, you think, oh my God, he's so great. And he is great. Like they're great. But then you have kids and you're like, oh wait, you weren't fully developed yet. I see that now. And they give you the most resistance. Like, why are you talking back to me when you can't find the spatula in your own house? Lower your tone before you talk to the only adult here, okay? I'll bust both your kneecaps. I'll whoop your ass like your mama should have. Get out of my face, boy.
My talents include overthinking things I have no control over, replacing my feelings with funny memes, and also creating fake scenarios in my head that hurt my own feelings.
Did you know that if you have 5 inches of fat around your tummy, you can actually stop a bullet from reaching your vital organs? You're not fat, you're armor. Go eat that cake.
Of course, you have 3 no-hitters to your credit, which is another tremendous accomplishment at the young age. Just how old are you now?
I'm 28.
Oh, my God, you're still a spring chicken.
Well, I hope so.
At that time, only 4 pitchers in history had 3 or more no-hitters. Nolan threw 3 in just 16 months. But he wasn't satisfied yet. 1975, the chase of his idol continued.
Sandy had the record at 4. Once I got number 3, I was in hopes that I could accomplish that too.
June 1st, 1975, he can't get out of bed. He can't move his arm. He can't brush his teeth. He can't tie his shoes. Ruth has to do it.
I developed bone chips in my elbow. Those chips would move around and they would get in the joint and keep me from extending.
He's slated to start a Sunday day game versus Baltimore Orioles.
Well, evidently I warmed up and it all worked out.
How do you know when you're staying in a motel room in Arkansas? You call the front desk to say you got a leak in the sink, and they say, go ahead.
Welcome back. Houston with the ball, trailing 3-0. Kind of a hard-nosed rock fight right now, kind of expected by these two defenses on the field. C.J. Stroud and the Texans are facing a 2nd and 2 at their own 15-yard line. Shotgun formation, too high, too low, and Stroud fumbles the snap. He's going to throw it out to the left side, almost into danger territory. It'll fall to the ground. It'll be 3rd and 2. That was a dangerous pass. He was being chased. He was just trying to get rid of it, but as he was throwing the ball, he got smacked. And the ball just kind of fluttered out there into the flat. He's lucky that didn't go the other direction. There were 2 Steeler defenders out there. They were much closer to the ball than the Houston receiver. Shotgun formation, 1 high, 2 low. H-back in a single back set. Here's the snap. Stroud rolls to the left, fires over the left-hand side. The ball is caught. Good catch by Kirk once again, and it's in Houston. Texans, 1st down.
Let's go, Texans! Let's go! Let's go, Texans! Let's go!
Buffalo and Denver are set to play Saturday, and if it is the afternoon game, that is the game we're going to bring to you. 4:30 kickoff. Here's the snap. Stroud drops back to pass. 1st and 10. Fires over the right-hand side. Ball out of bounds. Receiver well blanketed over there. It'll be 2nd and 10. Just waiting for the NFL to make the announcement. I don't know if they're going to do it at halftime or if they're going to wait until after the game. This is extraordinarily strange to wait this long to... We already know that there's no longer guessing on who's going to play who. We know the matchups. New England is playing the winner of this game. The NFL is pulling for Pittsburgh, I guarantee it. Every time Houston is in the playoffs, they try to put them in the laziest window. Here's the shotgun snap, fires it over the middle. That ball is caught, and that's Nico Collins. That's the Houston Texans, 1st down.
Let's go, Texans! Let's go!
Bullet over the middle.
Let's go, Texans! Let's go!
Nico Collins found a little gap there in the zone and sat down in it. Because he did have a man on him. That was Joey Porter Jr. out there. Here's the snap. Handoff up to the left-hand side. And Woody Marks will make his way for about an 8-yard gain. And they're going to push it back a couple of yards, so it's 2nd and 4. They did not give him where he fell to. They pulled it back about a yard or so. So 2nd and 4, they'll call it. Stroud under center, ball at the 39-yard line. Line to gain is the 43. Here's the snap, handoff. Marks slithers his way towards the right side, but he will get dropped by Herbig, and it's 3rd and 3. Not a lot of doing there on that run. Might have gained a yard, but that's a big might. Looks closer to a long 4 than 3. So 12:34 on the clock. We'll see where they actually spot the ball. The score bug says 3rd and 3. They do move it back to the 40-yard line. Shotgun formation. Stroud drops back to pass, fires it over the middle. The ball is that caught? If it is, it's a Houston Texans first down. I believe that is Schultz making the catch, and they did give him the catch. It is a first down.
Let's go, Texans! Let's go!
We're showing the replay right now. It was a low throw. Schultz had to go down and get it, but he did keep it off the turf. So 1st and 10 Texans as they once again are at midfield. Shotgun formation, handoff. Marks dodges, dips, dives, pushes, spins, and gets all the way up to a 9-yard gain. It's 2nd down. Second and 1. As Nick Chubb checks into the game. I've not seen him yet. Of course, longtime Cleveland Brown. It's a 9-play drive right now, 47 yards. Here's the snap, handoff to Nick Chubb, and he will churn and power his way for about a 5-6 yard gain. They have him upright. Could not get him to the ground. It's the Houston Texans first down.
Let's go, Texans! Let's go! Let's go, Texans! Let's go!
Chubb gets his way all the way up to the 39-yard line of the Pittsburgh Steelers. It'll be 1st and 10. Chubb still in the backfield. Stroud under center. Handoff up the middle. Chubb dicing and slicing his way for about a 7-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down. So the Texans have definitely found a rhythm here in the running game here in the 2nd quarter. They had a little trouble moving the ball up the middle in quarter number 1. There was that first run of the quarter, but after that they had a hard time moving the ball. Now they're finding all kinds of real estate up the middle. The Texans, not only is this a long drive, but it's eating a lot of clock. Stroud under center. Here's the handoff off to Marks. Marks over to the right-hand side. He's turning, and he breaks out free. He's going to rumble all the way down. See where they mark it at, but it's a Houston Texans first down. It looks like he got to the 15, almost down into the 10-yard line. I'm going to say the 11-yard line for Woody Marks.
Let's go!
Just outside goal to go.
Let's go, Texans! Let's
Houston
go!
will be able to get a first down without scoring. They push it back a yard, so it's 1st and goal on the 13-yard line. Stroud under center. Here's the snap. Run up the middle once again. Dancing and pushing his way. And that's going to be about an 8-yard gain. And Houston is absolutely mashing it up the middle. Impressive drive by this Houston Texans offense and this Houston Texans offensive line pushing the Steelers around. There's 8:43 on the clock, and it looks like we get an injury timeout. Marks and the Texans pushing the ball. They're knocking on the door. We'll take a really quick break. When we return, Houston has a chance to grab the lead, trailing by 3 midway through the second.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin who?
Exactly. That guy and LSU.
How are people affording life right now?
We not. That's what's up. We just out here bobbing and weaving bill collectors trying to make it to next payday.
We listen and we don't judge. When I was younger, I shoved a hot dog up my ass and put it right back in the fridge.
Yeah, no, we're judging, pal. We're judging for sure. We're gonna judge for sure. You know, back in the day, secrets used to be a thing. I'm not sure if anybody knows about that anymore. I don't think anybody knows what a secret is. I guess we have to express. I mean, this is just keystring glizzies now, and buddy, I would absolutely smack out of you if I seen you do that.
I've been in love before. It was the most amazing 3 months of my life. We got engaged, we got married, and we divorced.
My ideal romantic partner is you look like Sheena Easton, you wear high heels, and lots of crimson lipstick as well. That's just a thing I like.
Maybe you're ashamed of your past. I don't even care if you've been to prison. I like a man who is comfortable in his skin.
I'm here to find my soulmate.
Never been in love with anybody before. I don't even love my parents or any of my siblings.
We never thought about fame. I think after the no-hitters, he became more famous.
I think at times you like being recognized and other times you don't. You have to accept the fact that it comes with the territory.
I would cope with that sometimes with women, like some woman would come up and she'd hand me her camera and say, "Here, take our picture," and then she'd go give Nolan a big hug. And so you get that feeling that you're sort of invisible. The longer he played there, it became a lot tougher, I guess, for me as far as dealing with the fame. I was trying to raise 3 little kids at the time.
Welcome back. 8:43 on the clock here in the second quarter. Remember, these halftimes for the NFL are much shorter than the Goofy Bowl game halftime, so it'll be about a 12-minute, and then we'll be back to it. Here's the shotgun snap. C.J. Stroud rolls out to the right-hand side. The ball is caught and into the end zone, and Christian Kirk, have yourself a night. Touchdown, Texans.
Come on, we Texans! All we do, homework! And we gonna give it to them all day long! Come on, we Texans! All we do, homework! And we gonna give it to them all day long!
Christian Kirk came across on a drag route and caught the ball right out in front of the goalposts, or the pylon, excuse me, and was able to keep his balance as he was hit going towards the end zone, dove in right there at the pylon, and it's 6-3. The kick is up, the kick is good, and it's 7-3 Houston, and we got ourselves a ball game. Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers will get the ball when we return. 7-3, 8:28 on the clock. Here in the second quarter, we're in the Steel City.
Come on, we Texans! All we do, homework! And we gonna give it to them all day long! Come on, we
I don't think people realize how much of a burden it is carrying around such a thick personality. Walking around with an absolute dump truck of a vibe is not easy.
All right, we are going to do northern versus southern words, okay?
Here we go.
We got ready? Okay, the stuff you put in your car is oil. Oil.
No, it's oil. That's motor oil.
I ruined, R-U-I-N-E-D.
I ruined my britches.
I drink soda.
Pass me a Coke.
I pushed the shopping cart.
That's a boogie.
Wash. I wash my clothes. W-A-S-H.
I washed my clothes.
There's no R in it. No R in it.
I washed my britches.
Okay. The house is on fire.
House on fire.
Fire.
Fire. Kind of like a car tar fart.
What?
A car tar fart.
Oh, I'm wearing pants.
I'm wearing breeches.
Pants.
Breeches.
Pants. And our last one is, I wear underwear under my pants. No,
Your
that's...
drawers. Your drawers.
That's what goes in a dresser.
Nice. That's your drawers.
Drawers.
Your drawers.
Your drawers. D-R-A-W-E-R-S. It goes in a dresser.
No, drawers is what you wear under your breeches.
In 1978, Steinbrenner's Yankees came from 14 games behind and then beat the Red Sox in a dramatic and for Boston fans excruciating one-game playoff to win the division title. It was the greatest comeback in American League history.
And a happy Bucky Dent.
New York then took the World Series from the Dodgers, but Steinbrenner was not satisfied.
Please like and subscribe today. It's free and it helps us bring you more. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. There were some folks asking me earlier in the, I guess it was late last week. I keep forgetting today's Monday. About what, there were some stations. It was a radio station asked me if I was doing anything for the Olympics. I mean, I would. I just don't know what the hell I could call because the Summer Olympics, the Winter Olympics, I don't know what sports out there that I would even know enough about to call it. Here's the kickoff. Houston sending it Pittsburgh's way, and the ball is caught at the 14-yard line, taking it up to the left sideline, pushing his way, slung out of bounds, but after a pretty decent return, that was coming up the sideline, almost broke free there. It's Kenneth Gainwell. So the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers take over. 8:24 on the clock, trailing by 4, 7-3 your score. We're going left to right across your radio dial. But if I do find a sport that intrigues me, I will try to call some. It didn't even dawn on me. Here's the snap, dropping back to pass, flipping over to the left-hand side. The ball is caught by Jonnu Smith, but he's going to wish he hadn't. He got clobbered by a couple of Houston Texan defenders, and B, he lost about 2 yards, maybe 1. They might give him the benefit of the spot. They really give him the benefit of the spot. It's almost back to the line of scrimmage. They're saying 2nd and 10, but he did lose a yard. Rodgers under center. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Single back set. Looking for an audible. Here's the snap. Rodgers, play action pass. Looking. Fires over to the right-hand side, incomplete. And that is going to be, I believe, a intentional grounding. Rodgers did go to the turf, so it's either going to be an intentional grounding, which is going to be devastating for this drive. That's what it's going to be. I thought they may be getting him for a late hit because we know today's football, both college and pro, they are quick to throw the roughing. When I saw it in live time, it looked intentional grounding to me. He was still in the box. That's number 1. And B, there was nobody out there, and he just kind of chucked it. Closest guys to it were 3 offensive linemen. So it'll be 3rd and long now. The Steelers, 3rd and 21. Steelers are in danger of turning the ball back over to Houston, trailing by 4. I agree with that, Trey. I didn't think Aaron Rodgers had anything left in the tank. He's actually had a pretty good year. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 21. 3 receivers high, 2 low. Single back over the middle, and the ball is caught. And diving and knifing his way for a pretty good gain is Gainwell. He's going to be short of the first down, but he ended up getting about 13 yards back on that catch. The ball will be placed close to the 40, may spot it back at the 38. But still a long way to go, 4th and 10, so almost back to the original line of scrimmage, about a yard short. Here's the snap. The punt by Waitman is a high, deep end-over-end punt. The ball bounces at the 20. It goes sideways, rolls a little bit, and it'll be a downed ball at the 19-yard line. That's where Houston will take over. So the Steelers defense, who was out there on the field for a long time, getting the ball ran on them left and right, they've got to go right back out there and see if that takes a toll on them when we return. 6:57 left in the second quarter. Houston 7, Steelers 3.
It is 2 o'clock in the morning. I think it's time you got your ass in the bed. That's where I'm
so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do.
Hey, sugar, you need to get up and you need to pull yourself together. You got this, okay? Stop sulking.
There's no denying that our top second baseman stands above the rest.
Any way you look at it, Rogers Hornsby is the greatest hitting second baseman of all time. The guy was a beast.
The guy hit for power, he ran, he could field his position. He was unbelievable.
Brash and blunt, Hornsby seemed to hold the opposition in disdain.
Will you explain why you stand in the extreme corner of the box, Rod?
Well, it gives me the advantage of stepping in and hitting the ball to any field.
The career of the man they called Raja blossomed with the advent of the live ball era. He won 7 batting titles and did so with power never seen at his position.
What was Hornsby's difference from all the second basemen who had gone before and those who had come after? It was the extraordinary total base power.
Consider that he is the only second baseman ever to exceed 400 total bases, and he did so twice. Hornsby's combination of consistency and power won him 2 Triple Crowns, a feat matched only by Ted Williams.
Hornsby for 5 consecutive years averaged over 400. It almost looks like a misprint in the record book.
Hornsby is the best second baseman of all time, but the manner in which he roared through the 20s takes him to still another level.
If you go back to 1920, you find that Rogers Hornsby led the National League in average, on-base percentage, and slugging every year for a 6-year stretch. Even Babe Ruth didn't dominate the league to that extent.
I ain't gonna lie, whoever came up with a 30-minute lunch break, they need a 30-minute ass whooping.
Welcome back. 7-3 your score. Houston leads it. They get the ball. 6:57 left here on the clock in the second. So about midway through the second quarter. And they'll have it at their own 19-yard line. C.J. Stroud, 9 of 13 on the day. 93 yards, 1 touchdown. Woody Marks, 9 rushes for 51 yards. And Chubb has 4 for 23. Here's the snap. Handoff up the middle. More of the same. Woody Marks will dive his way for about a 3-4 yard gain. It'll be second down and about 6 for the Texans. Man of the hour in the receiving department for the Texans is Christian Kirk. 3 catches, 46 yards and a touchdown. Shouldn't go unnoticed, that first catch that he made of the game, where he dove out to extend the sticks. He went flat out and corralled it for about a 18-yard catch. Here's the snap. Stroud drops it again. Now he's flush, and he fumbles again. And the Steelers are on it again. And C.J. Stroud is just coughing the ball up left and right. Are they going to give him credit for a forward pass and an incomplete? It looked like it popped out of his hand, but whether or not his arm was going forward will be the question. On the ball, it looked like that was T.J. Watt. I'm not 100% sure. Couldn't see his jersey number. Nope, that ball got popped out. Before his arm ever started going, that was Watt, by the way, that jumped on the ball. And the Steelers, opportunistic defense. Man, oh man alive. He has fumbled 2 snaps. He has now turned the ball over twice. He's got to wrap that ball up when he's in traffic. These are the playoffs. So the ball at the 21-yard line of Houston. Rodgers under center. 2 receivers low. 1 high, man in motion. Here's the snap, and it's going to be a sweep to the right-hand side, and he's going to get dropped. Gainwell stuck behind the line of scrimmage. Loses about 3 yards. It'll be second down. Great play there by Lassiter. Broke into the backfield and grabbed a hold of Gainwell and corralled him. He was trying to be blocked by DJ Metcalf, and Lassiter blew right by him. So 2nd and 12, they'll call it. Shotgun formation, 3 high. Here's the snap. Rodgers flips it out to the left-hand side. Bang! Gets dropped for about a 2-3 yard loss. It'll be 3rd and long. This Houston Texans defense is on fire. Lassiter once again. Give that man a beer. He is out there rocking it. He came in like a heat-seeking missile. January football where the big boys play. Shotgun formation. Ball at the 25-yard line. 3rd and 14. Line to gain is the 11. 3 low, 1 high, single back set. And now Gainwell goes in motion. Here's the snap. Rodgers drops back to pass. Looking, fires it over the left-hand side. The ball's caught by Gainwell, and he will dive his way. He's going to be very close to a Pittsburgh Steeler first down. Looked like he was about 1.5 yards short. See if the Steelers decide to go for it. Now, if it's me, I'm kicking the ball. I'm going to get my points. But we've seen all throughout the NFL playoffs, these coaches have bought into the fact that you should go for it. If it's 4th and 3 or less, and it looks like that's what they're going to do. 4th and 2 and less in the NFL, 3 or less in college. Shotgun formation, 4th and 2. Line to gain is the 11. Here's the snap. Handoff. No, play action pass off to the left-hand side. The ball is caught, and diving ahead for a Pittsburgh Steeler first down is Adam Thielen on the catch.
Here we go.
The play action flood out to the left side. He snuck out underneath the defenders, was wide open for a quick pitching catch, and the Steelers move the chains. So the ball is at the 9-yard line, so 1st and goal. Metcalf down low. 1 high, 2 low. Man in motion, single back set. Here's the handoff, and getting caught at the line of scrimmage, but pushing his way ahead. About a 1-yard gain is Jaylen Warren. Second and goal, 2:56 on the clock. Lassiter, with that last stop, he has had himself a first half. 5 tackles already, 1 for loss. Rodgers under center, here's the snap. Looks out to the left, now turns back to the right. Rolling, fires to the back of the end zone and out of play. Closest man was Freiermuth, but that ball landed about 5 to 10 yards outside the back of the end zone. Rodgers is trying to get rid of it as the pressure was coming in on him. There was a flag on the play. Get that sorted out. As Warren is coming out, which tells me that's probably on the Steelers, and it is. It'll be declined. It'll be 3rd and long now. Warren normally gives way to Gainwell in passing situations. And Gainwell is back in the game. So 3rd and goal from about the 8-yard line. That was a design misdirection play by the Steelers, but it did not work. They were hoping to catch Freiermuth all by his lonesome in the back of the end zone, but he was double covered. Shotgun formation. 3 low, 1 high. Here's the snap. Rodgers dropping back to pass. Getting pressure. He is sacked! He is dropped down at the 18-yard line, and it'll be 4th down. So the Steelers will have to kick the field goal anyways. As Anderson gets in on the stop, he'll be credited with the sack. Good hard push up the middle by the defensive front. Jarrett Patterson Jr. Will Anderson Jr., in on the play. It looks like they're going to take a quick timeout. It is the 2-minute warning. We'll be back in a flash. Steelers setting up for a field goal, trailing by 4 here in the Steel City.
Here we go, Steelers! Here we go!
But at the same time, like I said, and me, I'm 56 years old. Damn!
I'm sorry.
I was overweight and looked terrible, but AIDS helped me lose 46 pounds. The AIDS diet plan helped me lose 28 pounds.
AIDS helps control your appetite so you lose weight, yet AIDS lets you taste, chew, and enjoy. And the appetite suppressant in AIDS is not a stimulant.
AIDS helped me to lose 18 pounds, and it doesn't contain anything to make me nervous.
Question, why take diet pills when you can enjoy AIDS? AIDS helps you lose weight without making you jittery.
Throughout baseball history, there has been 3 different types of ideas. Good ideas, bad ideas, and Charlie Finley ideas. Before Charlie Finley became the owner and general manager of the A's, he was an insurance salesman and worked in the steel mills. During his tenure with the A's, he had some of the wildest ideas. Here are some of the best ones I could find. Thinking that white baseballs were hard for the fans to follow, he decided to test out orange baseballs. Pitchers hated them because they were slippery and hard to grip. Hitters complained that they couldn't pick up the spin on the ball because of the minimal color difference between the orange ball and the red seam. During his spring training game in 1971, Finley tested out the idea of the 3-ball walk. The thought was it would create more offense and shorten the game in the process. The result was much different, and there was 19 combined walks in the only game it was used. Another idea he had wanted was every player to never sign more than a 1-year contract. It would be complete chaos. He grazed sheep in the outfield and even moved in the fences to create more offense until the league made him put them back. He installed Harvey the Rabbit to deliver baseballs to the home plate umpire. He would periodically emerge from the ground behind home plate with a basket full of baseballs. His eyes flashed and the organ would play, "Here Comes Peter Cottontail." Heard of a crazy baseball idea or change? Share it in the comments.
Welcome back. Seven to 3 your score. It's 4th and goal. And here's the kick. It's up. The kick is high. The kick is through the uprights. It is good. And 1:57 on the clock. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have made this a 1-point game. So even though they went for it on 4th down, they ended up having to settle for the field goal anyways. I didn't necessarily hate them going for it on 4th down right there, but so typically the reason why they say go for it on 4th and 2 or less in the NFL when the ball's deep into your opponent's territory is because you'll have a good chance of getting a stop and getting the ball back in good field position. But when there's only 4 minutes left on the clock, you have to throw that out the window because the opposing team could eat up quite a bit of the clock, and then you don't really get the benefit of a short field. But no matter how you slice it, it's 7-6. .157 on the clock. And Texans are set to receive. Here's the kick from Boswell. High. End over end kick down to the 2-yard line. The ball will be returned. And turning to the right and then having to twist to the left, gets whacked at the 20-yard line. He'll hold on to the ball, but that was a heck of a smack by the Pittsburgh Steelers return team, cover team. Looked like that was Ben Skronik, the receiver, laying the wood on that one. So it's 1:51 on the clock. Next Monday night, we'll have the national championship game, Indiana versus Miami. That'll be a 7:30 kickoff. Here's the snap, handoff up the middle, and Marks will push his way for about a 3-yard gain. So it'll be second and about 8. Stroud and company. We'll call it second and 7. They did move it up about a half yard. Stroud and company looking to see if they're going to get any kind of a movement here. So they're playing a pretty conservative 2-minute offense, not wanting to give the ball back to the Steelers before the half. Here's the shotgun snap, fires over the right-hand side. The ball is caught. Kirk once again makes the catch. He'll be about a yard short, and it'll be third and about 1. Third and 1, and Pittsburgh's going to use a timeout. This is an odd choice. Third and long, I could see it. Third and 1, I don't know if I'm going to help out Houston. Because in the likelihood that they get that first down, you give them much more time to play with. Houston will receive the second half kickoff. And in a low-scoring game, I'm sure that's playing into their strategy right now, not wanting to shoot themselves in the foot before the half. Third and 1, and direct snap up the middle. It looks like Houston pushed its way through for about a 3-4 yard gain. It'll be a Houston Texans first down.
Let's go, Texans. Let's go.
Stover, the tight end.
Let's go, Texans. Let's go.
Caden Stover with the 4-yard gain. Here's the snap. Stroud looks back to pass, fires it over the middle. Ball's caught. This time it's by Stover once again, and it'll be second down at about 4. Clock is stopped. See who called it this time. That is a Houston Texans timeout. So after getting that first down like we were just talking about, now they get into position, and now Pittsburgh has allowed them to leave a lot of time on that clock. They were totally fine with just going to the half down by 1. Or up by 1, excuse me. They're going to take a quick TV timeout. We'll take it with them when we return. Houston with the ball, driving on the Steelers.
I'm going to the f***ing bar because staying at home. Okay.
Hey, when your mental health is in the straight up poop shooters, go ahead and take you a shower. Do your hair and makeup. You might not be mentally stable, but you're not ugly, okay? All right. Life advice for the day.
My 14-year-old is officially pregnant and having a child. Before you guys come for me, she has been in a relationship since she was 12 with the same guy. He is also 14, okay?
Oh, all right. Now it's, okay. Now, that's reasonable then. That's reasonable. I was going to say, like, I was going to be like, holy like that's, but you explained it, and I don't even understand.
Roll Tide.
I don't know why, but an Australian accent is just a British accent doing a redneck accent.
I don't know that when you have a child that you're really prepared for that responsibility and the impact that it has on your life. Obviously, kids make your life more complete. You grow into that and you develop that ability and the care and love that you experience for a child. It's the worst kind of phone call you can get that something happens to one of your children. To make it even worse is that you're not there. It's one of the worst things that had happened in our lives.
It was May the 9th of 1979. Reed was 7 years old. I was out in the yard with the 2- and 3-year-old while Reed was across the street playing baseball. Kids were teasing him about his little baseball shirt. They were going to take his shirt away. And so he was running back to our yard. Of course, he didn't look, and this girl turned the corner, and he ran out in the street right when she turned into the neighborhood and knocked him up in the air.
Don't ever open the door for the police. If it's important, they'll kick it down, okay?
Welcome back. .41 seconds left, 2nd and 5. Houston leads at 7-6, and they are driving towards Steeler territory. Ball at the 38-yard line, shotgun formation. Stroud Two receivers high, two low. Steps back to pass and fires deep down the center of the field. That ball's caught. Oh, he drops it. He drops it. In and out of the hands of Noel. He had the defensive backs beat. See who got that smack on him that knocked the ball out? It looked like that was Clark. Holy Toledo. Jalen Noel, he makes that catch. He's down at the 25-yard line, but it's in and out of the hands. And it was going to be a phenomenal catch, but it's one you want to make sure you make in these NFL postseasons. That was a big boy hit right there. Pretty good throw by Stroud. He would have liked to get it there a little quicker, but the defense was right in his face. So he couldn't step into the pass. And there is a man down for Pittsburgh. Walking off the field, Chuck Clark, the man that broke up the play. Drafted by the Ravens in 2017 out of Virginia Tech. Man, was that I think the injury actually came from after he hit Noel to knock the ball loose. His man hit him the exact opposite direction. So you kind of boomerang backwards and might have tweaked something. And that's a trip to the chiropractor for sure. Shotgun formation, 3rd and 5. 3 men low, Nico in motion. Here's the snap. Stroud looking over the left-hand side. Ball's caught, and Christian Kirk once again gets the Houston Texans first down.
Let's go, Texans. Let's go.
28 seconds on the clock, and the Texans will use their final timeout. I don't know how wise that is there. If I'm Houston, I'm spiking the ball and saving that timeout for a field goal attempt. Fairbarn has very good leg. So 7-6 your score, 28 seconds left. Houston now out of timeouts. Pittsburgh with 1. Ball is at the 45 of Houston. Empty backfield, shotgun formation. C.J. Stroud sends 2 men in motion. Here's the snap. Drops back to pass. Looking. He'll take off. No, he'll fire it over the right-hand side. High throw. Just missed his man, Nico Collins. Nico was streaking down the sideline. He was wide open. I don't know if he's going to get pay dirt, but he is definitely going to be off to the races. See that again. Yeah, if he makes that catch, there's nobody over there for a good 15, 20 yards the other direction. If they would have gotten him, it would have been right there at the inside the red zone of Pittsburgh. But a bad throw by Nico, just a little too high, and it's 2nd and 10. Shotgun formation, 22 seconds still left. Stroud drops back to pass, fires over the left-hand side, smacked, dropped. Ball in and out of the hands, incomplete pass. 16 seconds on the clock, and it'll be 3rd and 10. Holy Toledo. There have been some thwacks in this game. This definitely is not the college football playoffs we've been covering. Holy cow, are they bringing it. I mean, Marks, good thing they're heading to the half because he's going to need at least that to shake the cobwebs out. Might have to change his britches on that one. That was one of those ones you're like, woo, where'd that come from? Shotgun formation. 2 high, 2 low, single back set. Stroud drops back to pass, looking. Getting flushed. Fires over the left-hand side. The ball is caught and steps out of bounds is Schultz. But he's at the 50-yard line. It'll be 4th down. The Texans will have to punt. Well out of Fairbarn's range. And on a cold night like this, you wouldn't attempt that with anybody, not even Cam Little. The 7-6 your score. Houston set to punt. They'll try to strike it deep and keep Pittsburgh to just a kneel down situation before the half. Houston with 112 yards passing. Pittsburgh with 70. Pittsburgh with 24 yards rushing. And Houston with 86. Here's the punt. High end over end. Bouncing, rolling. All the way down to the 8-yard line. That's actually going to run out the clock. And that'll take us to halftime. So we'll head to the half. 7-6 your score. Houston dominating on the statistics, but only up by 1 on the scoreboard. We'll hit the break, and when we return, the second half will be on the way here in the Steel City. Welcome back. A few minutes before the kickoff of the second half, Steelers trail by 1, 7-6. They will be getting the ball back, or excuse me, Houston will get the ball first. Going to hit up a couple things in Major League Baseball. We kind of started the show off with this and then kind of got sidetracked, but Pierce Johnson will not be back in Atlanta. He signed with the Cincinnati Reds, a 1-year deal. And kind of to be expected once we saw that Tyler Kenley signed with Atlanta. If you look at the depth of that bullpen now from the left side, it'll be pretty formidable. You're going to have Kenley, who was phenomenal down the stretch for Atlanta. Dylan Lee will get his arbitration straightened out, and then you'll have Aaron Bummer back. So you have 3 left-handed pitchers in the bullpen, and then, of course, with all the additions from the right-handed side. What we're waiting on now, and I'd say it's going to happen the next week or two, is that you're going to get, I definitely believe before the Super Bowl, we're going to find out who the starting pitcher that they had. The Steelers are set to kick off. Here's the kickoff, and Houston returns it out to about the 26-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10. That was Noel that returned that kick out. Thought he might let it go, but it'll be 1st and 10 at about the 25, 26-yard line. Houston leading by 1, 7-6, 14:57 on the clock. We're going right to left across your radio dial. Stroud under center. They did place it at the 25. Here's the snap. Play action, rolls out to the left side, fires it over to the left of the catch is made, and that's going to be a Houston Texans first down.
Let's go, Texans, let's go. Let's go, Texans, let's go.
Wide open out there on the flat for the Texans. There's number 81, Jaden Higgins, and he'll move the sticks, and it'll be 1st and 10 Houston as we get things going here in the third quarter. Stroud under center once again, handoff up the middle, and Marks breaks free. He's going to rumble all the way down to the Pittsburgh Steelers 44-yard line. First down. Wow.
Let's go, Texans.
That running game is really starting to take shape in these last couple of quarters.
Texans, let's go.
And they're back to it. Woody Marks blowing out there like a bowling ball down the lane. So 13:40 on the clock. The ball, they pushed it back to the 45. Shotgun snap, fires it over the middle. Ball is caught, and that's going to be another Houston Texans first down. Play action pass. Higgins with the catch this time.
Let's go, Texans.
Texans are moving the ball. That play action opened it up over the linebacker's head, and Higgins sat down in the middle of that zone, held on to the ball. He got a thwack as he came to the ground. It'll be 1st and 10. I believe there's a player shooken up on the field. Wait for them to clean that up. They're going to take a quick timeout break. I believe it may have been the defender of the Steelers. They didn't show it, but we'll have to come back, and when we come back, we'll have more information for you. 7-6 your score. Houston with the lead and the ball here in Pittsburgh.
Here we go, Steelers! Here we go! Woo, woo.
5 things about the day Friday you never heard before. Casual Fridays originated from Hawaii in the 1960s. Studies show that the most common day for a bank robbery is a Friday. Movie Friday the 13th actually had created fears for people in real life. And apparently the fillet of fish from McDonald's only exists because some people don't eat certain types of meat on Fridays. Friday the 13th is the most scared day. Companies estimate they lose $900 million on Friday the 13th because they don't want to fly. People are too superstitious.
You are about to meet the 9 greatest shortstops in the history of baseball. They had to have played 1,000 games at shortstop during the modern era since 1901. And we didn't make our picks based on defensive skills alone. Shortstops were also judged by their offense, their speed.
How about this guy, the way he can run?
Starting with number 9, Luke Appling earns the honor at number 9. Don't know him? Well, he played more than 2,200 games for the White Sox.
Nobody plays over 2,000 games in a major league shortstop unless he can really field. So that tells you one thing. And his lifetime average, well over 300, tells you another.
Remember my dad talking about him and talking about the fact that there was no one who could stand at home plate and manipulate that bat around like he could. He was famous for fouling off balls.
Luke was the first American League shortstop to win a batting title, and he didn't just win it.
And in fact, Luke Appling owns the record of highest batting average by a shortstop. He hit .388.
He was such a great hitter. Old aches and pains, as they used to call him. That was his nickname.
He was one of those guys who always walked into the clubhouse complaining that his legs hurt or his ankles hurt.
A batting coach in the Atlanta Braves organization. He put it to good work tonight with a home run.
A fart is like...
Welcome back. 1st and 10, handoff up the middle, and Woody Marks pounds his way down to the 21-yard line. Maybe just shy of it. It'll be second and very, very short. 7-6 your score. Just over 13 minutes and counting here in the third quarter. Houston with the lead. We're going right to left across your radio dial. Stroud under center. One high. H back, one low. Marks in the backfield. Here's the snap. Handoff up the middle. Marks dances his way, and that'll be a Houston Texans first down. He gets down to the 20-yard line. A little extracurricular activity after that. Looked like that was Queen that pushed one of the Houston Texans. Trying to make out who that is. Slung him to the ground. Neither one of them would let go. I think they're just going to let him go their separate ways. That might have been Schultz, but I couldn't make out the jersey number. 1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. Here's the snap. Handoff off to the right-hand side. Marks diving his way, pushing. He'll get about a 4-yard gain. It'll be second down. Second and 6. They have said that the times of the games this weekend will be announced after the game. I just don't know what the holdup is. Shotgun formation. Stroud drops back to pass. Fires over to the right-hand side. Schultz makes a catch. About a 2-yard gain. It'll be third down and about 4. Ball will be at about the 14-yard line of Pittsburgh. Houston would love to get this into the end zone. Pittsburgh trying to keep it to a 1-score game. Ball is placed right on the 14-yard line, so it will be 3rd and 4. Shotgun formation, 2 low. H-back, single back set. Here's the snap. Stroud looking. Holding on a little too long. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket. Fires over to the right-hand side. The ball's picked off. The ball is picked off, and the Steelers have the ball. I believe he was down, so they're marking him down at about the – let's get another look at this. As Stroud just kind of flung it out there, the ball was picked off at the 4-yard line. but it did look like that Thielen had made contact with the defender on his left leg as he rolled over. And that was Eccles that made the interception. You better be careful. He just punted the ball into the stands. The last thing you want to get is a unsportsmanlike. He did hold on to the ball. They keep showing the replay, but he did hold on to the ball. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Steelers with the ball inside their own 5-yard line, trailing by 1.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers.
I don't want to party like it's 1999. I want to buy a house and groceries like it's 1999, all right? Meal prep this, meal prep that. Oh, I can't on Sunday because I have to meal prep all day. Here's my meal prep right here. I will obliterate a TV dinner daily until they lay me to rest. But oh my God, the chemicals in that. Do you even know what you're eating? Have you ever read the ingredient list? Save it. I don't give a ignorance is bliss, baby. Let me enjoy my school cafeteria slop in peace.
Talking about one of the best women to ever play the game, Doris Sam. Her career began at the age of 11 when she started playing softball with girls who were older than her. She went on to help her softball team win the state championship in 7 of the next 8 years. She is widely considered to be the only 6-tool player in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. She could hit for average and power. She could field, run, throw, and pitch. Even when the league went from underhand pitching to sidearm, she never skipped a beat, and if anything, she got better. At one point, she converted from pitcher to outfielder. She still ended up being an all-star at both of those positions at one point in time. Speaking of all-star teams, she made 5 of them to go along with her 2 Player of the Year awards. She won a batting title, a home run title, and was consistently among the leaders in offensive and pitching categories. Not only did she throw a no-hitter in her career, she also threw a perfect game. In her All-American Girls Professional Baseball League career, she had 15 more RBIs and 18 more runs than games played. Simply put, she was the best.
What made baseball so special for me as a young child, and what I wanted to give to my children, was a sense of continuity, a sense that the players that you cared about would be back the next year, and they were part of your family, and you knew their strengths and you knew their weaknesses. You even knew how they stood at the plate. I mean, I used to know how Carlton Fisk was going to go through all these crazy maneuvers before he hit the ball, and I used to know the spot on the left field wall that he would always hit, or I knew the way Burleson would get a double.
Welcome back. 1st and 10 for the Steelers. That's the good news. The bad news is they're backed up on their own 4-yard line. Here's the handoff up the middle, pushing and prodding his way for about a 5-6 yard gain. It'll be 2nd down. That was Jalen Warren on the carry. We're going left to right across your radio dial. Second down and 3. Rogers still under center. The ball now at the 10-yard line. We'll call it the 11. Here's the snap. Handoff up the middle. Warren will push his way, prod his way. He'll be just short of a 1st down, but it'll be 3rd and very short. Old line judge is going to give him a very, very favorable spot. It'll be a Pittsburgh Steeler 1st down.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
So 1st and 10 after the C.J. Stroud interception. He's 3 turnovers tonight, and yet his team still has the lead. Shotgun formation, and we're going to get a flag on the Steelers. I believe there was a false start. Not sure who they're getting it for. I believe it's on Jonnu Smith. So that'll back him up 5 yards. .8:56 on the clock and counting. It'll be 1st and 15. 3 receivers low. trip set. Single back set. Here's the snap. Fires it over to the left-hand side. The ball is caught, but not before he is swarmed by 3 or 4 defenders. That was Petre this time making the tackle as he was met by a couple of his teammates to help clean it up. And it'll be a loss of about maybe a yard or 2. It'll be 2nd and long. I'll never get used to those caps that they wear over their helmets now. I know they're doing it to be safer. They look so goofy. They've got to come up with a better way to help these guys out that want to wear that kind of stuff. 2nd and 16. Here's the snap. Fires it over to the left-hand side. The ball is caught, and it's about a 6-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and about 10 yards, maybe 9. 7:50 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Catch was made by Calvin Austin III, and it's 3rd and 9. Shotgun formation. 3 high, 2 low. Empty back set. Here's the snap. Rodgers looking, fires over the middle. Ball's caught, and that's a Pittsburgh Steelers first down. Out to the 27-yard line. Easy pitch and catch out there.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Catch on the play was by MVS's 2nd of the day. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the ex-Packer, the ex-Jet. He follows Rodgers wherever he goes. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Here's the snap. Rodgers hands it off up the middle, and Gainwell is going to get swarmed behind the line. About a 2-yard loss. It'll be 2nd down. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He was just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. And they had 3 Houston Texan defenders on top of him. Just over 6 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Ball at the 27-yard line, 2nd and 12. Shotgun formation, empty backfield. Houston bringing 4. Here's the snap, fires it over the middle. Oh, he's going to get flushed out of the pocket. Somehow Rodgers gets rid of the ball. It falls to the ground, a dangerous pass. It'll be incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd and 12. At first glance, it looked like he was going to get wrapped up for a sack, but he was able to step to his right and avoid the heat-seeking missile coming in at him from his right-hand side. That was Daniel Hunter. So 3rd and long now for the Steelers. They're 1 for 7 on 3rd downs tonight. Shotgun pass. Here comes Rodgers. He'll go deep. Deep, and it is incomplete. Lassiter on the defensive play. They were going for Gainwell on a wheel route. I'm sorry, that was Calvin Austin III. I had my number crossed up. I thought he had 14 and 19. And he was open for a minute. But by the time the ball got there, the defender collides in with Austin. Pittsburgh wanting a flag, but the ball was thrown about 5 to 10 yards over his head. 4th and 12, and the Steelers will have to punt. Here's the snap. Punt, high, kick by Waitman. Deep. Ball caught at the 18-yard line and pushing his way up and diving ahead to about the 30-yard line. Good kick return there by Jalen Knoll. And that's where the Houston Texans will set up shop. We'll be back in a flash. 5 minutes left in the 3rd. Houston 7, Pittsburgh 6.
Man, honey, we are out of everything.
What? We just went shopping yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Well, none of this is hot wings and beer. Grab your coat.
And as a from the South, I'm letting you know right now, if you decide to move down here and you get into it with somebody, don't be hitting that, oh, I'm from New York, I'm from Chicago, I'm from Detroit, I'm from motherfucking LA. Boy, we don't give a about that. We don't care. Now all you done did was piss us off even more. Now I'm really about to tie your ass up, and I'm talking about straight hands and feet, because I promise you ain't never had a ass whooping like this one before.
If you're a straight man, you might not know this, but there are a lot of things you can do that are actually gayer than having sex with other men. Here's a few. Blowing on your food when it's too hot, holding in a sneeze, referring to your girlfriend as your partner, drinking boba tea, using the notes feature on Instagram.
Reed said, "Mom, am I gonna die?" That was what he said to me. So that just like tore me up. Called the ballpark in Boston because that's where Nolan was playing. When I heard Nolan's voice, I just broke down in tears, and I was like, I still want to cry. He lost a kidney and he lost a spleen, but he recovered from everything.
I left that experience feeling blessed to be alive, blessed to be able-bodied still. Really, from that moment on, I just decided that I was going to be positive the rest of my life because every day is a gift.
That kind of reaffirmed my feelings about hoping that I could pitch closer to home. I grew up as a Texan. I am a Texan, and I'm proud to be a Texan, and there's a mystique about it. It's in my blood.
Good morning to everybody, except for the people that pronounce salmon. You.
Welcome back. 7-6 your score. They show Aaron Rodgers complaining on the sideline. He just reminds me of a guy that lost his fastball but doesn't know he lost his fastball. Yelling at all his guys, why didn't you catch that? Because the guy knocked it out of the stadium. 1st and 10, 5:53 on the clock. Ball to 30-yard line. Here's the snap. Stroud, play action pass, dumps it out to the right side, and it'll be about a 5-6 yard gain. We'll call it 2nd and 5. 5:23 on the clock. We're going right to left across your radio dial. Line to gain is the 40-yard line. Houston took the first possession of this half, went straight through the Pittsburgh defense till they got in the red zone and sputtered out, and an interception on 3rd down came up with no points. Here's the snap. Handoff up the middle. There's a flag on the play, and Marks pushes his way out for about a 2-yard gain, but there is a flag, so one way or another, that run will not count. It's illegal shift on the Texans. It'll be first, or illegal motion they're calling it, but it did look like the illegal shift variety. I believe they may have declined the penalty. No, they did take it. Okay, so it is 2nd and 10. Shotgun formation. Stroud looks off to his right, running. He's going to get dropped and get back to the line of scrimmage at about the 30-yard line. Not sure if that's going to be considered a sack. He was right there at the line. Next Monday, we will have Monday Night Football, the college football variety. The Indiana Hoosiers taking on Miami for the national championship. This Thursday night, we got the Once Upon a Pastime series doing Game 4 of the World Series. Shotgun formation. Stroud drops back to pass. Looking, drops it over to the right-hand side. Ball is way out of bounds. Bad throw by Stroud. Bad night by Stroud, but his team leads by 1. 4th and 10, 3:54 on the clock. This is one of these deals where if Houston wins this game, you will say they won it in spite of the quarterback play. He's had 3 turnovers tonight. 2 of them fumbles, 1 an interception. That interception on that last possession, I mean, he should have just ate the ball and got the field goal. Here's the snap, the kick high, deep, end over end, caught at the 10-yard line. It will be returned by Austin. Austin going off to his right-hand side. He'll get dropped at about the 25-yard line. So a decent return there by Calvin Austin III. Gain of about 15 yards after the punt. And the Steelers will set up shop at their own 25-yard line here in the third quarter. There's about 3 minutes left. We'll be back in a flash. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers getting the ball when we return.
What would you do if we broke up?
I'd get back with my ex.
You get back with your ex?
Yeah.
Your ex?
Yes.
That you're broken up with? I thought you had bad blood with your ex.
No.
Honey? Darling?
No.
No bad blood, though? So you just jump right back in a relationship with them, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Seems like the most logical thing to do. Maybe I'd get back with my ex, too. Why not?
Why wouldn't you get back with your ex?
There's a lot of reasons I wouldn't get back with my ex. I thought you had 100 reasons why you wouldn't get back with yours either, but here you go, saying you're going straight back to your ex if we ever break up. So should we break up now? Am I holding you back from something that you want?
I would just get back together with my ex.
I understand. You said that, like, first thing.
How is that? Is that the wrong answer?
I think it's very eye-opening. I guess I can't say it's the wrong answer. It's just interesting.
You're my ex. We'd be broken up.
So you'd get back together with me?
Yes.
Well, I guess that would be really sweet, so.
Our next shortstop also spent his entire career with just one team, the Reds' Barry Larkin.
He was the guy that you worried about. Not only could he beat you with a big base hit, he could beat you certainly with a big home run.
How many ways can he beat you? With the glove, with the leg, and tonight with the bat.
He could go the other way, he could hit and run, he could hit for power. He was one of those special players that when they talk about a 5-tool player, that's Barry.
Here's a guy, Barry Larkin, had all the tools, but Barry did what he had to do to win. Very good and underrated defensive player.
And there's that acrobatic athleticism by Barry Larkin.
He was a shortstop that was very athletic, had a lot of range.
And a backhand stop by Larkin. Threw him out with a dandy play.
But having said that, he was still a guy that offensively was able to put up big numbers. And, you know, that wasn't a combination you saw very much.
He's the first 30-30 shortstop in the history of Major League Baseball.
Barry Larkin won more Silver Sluggers than any other player at his position. He had to be pretty good.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back, y'all. The Steelers get the ball, trailing by 1, 7-6. Just over 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. If you had the under, you're on easy street. Over-under tonight was 38.5. The line was Pittsburgh plus 2.5. Steelers with the ball at their own 25-yard line. They pushed it back to the 24, make it. It'll be 1st and 10. Rodgers under center. Here's the snap. Play action pass, looking, fires it deep down the left-hand side. The ball's caught, and that'll be a Pittsburgh Steeler first down. Looked like that was Adam Thielen on the play. Wide open.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Over on the left-hand side, out to the 45-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. First and 10. Ball near midfield now. 3:03 on the clock and counting. Here's the snap. Handoff. Play action. Looking. Fires it over to the left-hand side. The ball is caught. Jonnu Smith with the catch. He'll be just behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and close to 10. Good play out there by Al Shahir. 2nd and a long 10, short 11. 2:27 on the clock. Shotgun formation. Here's the snap. Rodgers dropping back to pass. Fires over to the right-hand side. Ball in the dirt. It'll be 3rd and 11. Rodgers getting knocked to the turf once again. Houston Texans continue to push up the middle on this Pittsburgh Steeler front. You got to be careful there. They came through on that defensive grab and brought Rodgers to the turf, and some of these officials will ring you up for unnecessary. 3rd and 11, shotgun pass, fires it back, and the ball is out, and it is loose, and the Steelers are on the ball, but it's back to the 30-yard line. McCormick jumping on the ball. Hunter knocked it out of the hand of Aaron Rodgers, and it did look like that was a fumble, not an incomplete pass. So it'll be 4th and 25. He was drawing back to pass, but before he could get the arm moving forward, the ball got knocked out by Hunter. Came in on his blind side and just knocked it free. Here's the punt. High, end over end. Waitman knocks it deep, and the ball is caught and raced out to about the 35-yard line for the Texans, and that's where they'll have the ball. 1st and 10, 1:29 on the clock. We're in the third quarter. Houston 7, Pittsburgh 6. NFL Wildcard round, the final game of the Wildcard round. We'll be back in a flash here in the Steel City in a 1-point game.
Let's go. Your remaining years on Earth. 75 years. That's, man. Dude, I'm going to be on Earth for 75 more years, dude. I got to live more dangerously. 75, dude. Dang. Dang. That's too long, honestly, dude. I hope Earth gets better.
What is going on here?
I do not want to work.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm tired of it. What happened to the girls who get to stay home and cook and clean, and that's their job?
That's also a type of work, lady. I don't understand. You don't want to do anything, or you don't want an office job?
And they get to just like relax during the day and just make sure everything's good when their husband comes home.
Oh, she doesn't want to work, but wants to be a housewife, but doesn't have a husband, but wants to be a housewife that only relax. This one is more confused than a plastic bag trying to carry fire.
I don't want to be doing this. Whoever did that, bleep to all of you.
Not everyone should be allowed to have free access to internet and mobile phone.
Willie Stargell really was a good man. All the hopes that we direct toward other ball players came true in his case. I remember the 1971 World Series where those two teams, same two teams, had played 7 games. And Stargell was a great player that year. And the leader had led the league in runs batted in and did almost nothing in the World Series. He popped up, struck out, same in the playoffs. And he never complained. He never said anything. He walked back. He never threw his bat down. And I went up to him after the series and near the end, and I said, "How can you do this? You must be dying." And his little son, Wilver Stargell Jr., was playing in the locker. And Willie made a gesture toward him, and he said, "The time comes when a man really has to be a man." And that's the kind of man he was.
Storyman is a high fly ball into deep right center field. Back goes Single and away back to the wall. It's gone.
1:29 left on the clock here in the third quarter. The Houston Texans take over at their own 23-yard line, leading by 1, 7-6 your score. Going right to left across your radio dial. Stroud under center. Here's the snap. Play action pass. Looks over the middle. Fires it. Makes the ball comes in and out of the hands of Nico Collins. Bounces off the turf. It'll be 2nd and 10. Wow. Collins had tight coverage on him. Looked like that was Joey Porter Jr. that locked him up. And they're going to walk Collins off the field as he was slow to get up. See what happened there. Looked like he just went straight into the turf, and I think they're sending him over the tent, see if he may be in concussion protocol. It looked like the first thing that hit on the turf was that helmet. Shotgun formation, 2nd and 10. And another bad snap, and Stroud jumps on it, and it's going to be 3rd and forever. 3rd and about 14. Good job by Stroud jumping on that ball, because I don't know if he didn't know the snap count or the center didn't know the snap count, but he was not paying attention when the ball hit him in the arm. Miko Ryans is out of his mind over there on the sideline. 4th bad snap of the night. 3rd and 15, shotgun snap. Stroud looking, fires it deep down the right-hand side, and caught! The ball is caught into Pittsburgh Steelers territory. That's that man, Christian Kirk again.
Let's go, Texans. Let's go. Let's go, Texans. Let's go.
Kirk goes down the right side, catches the ball at about the 46-yard line, and runs out of bounds, I believe it around the 36, 37-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. There's 5 seconds left on the clock here in the 3rd. That's going to take us to the 4th quarter. So good offensive play there by Stroud and company to get themselves out of danger. They've got a 1-point lead. We go to the 4th quarter here in the Steel City.
Let's go, Texans. Let's go.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
The 2014 St. Louis Rams locker room was nuts. Okay, the 2 leading running backs, Trey Mason and Zach Stacy, both ended up in jail. Greg Robinson, the tackle, he got arrested with 160 pounds of weed. Stedman Bailey, receiver, he got shot in the head. Kenny Britt, he also led police on a car chase. Janoris Jenkins, you might remember he got kicked off of Florida. In the pros, they found a dead body in his house. Now, a wild locker room like this must have like a strong quarterback leader, right? Let's see. Austin Davis and Sean Hill. Dude, I watch football like a lot. I don't remember either of those guys. Last but not least, who led this fine group of men? Head coach Jeff Fisher and defensive coordinator / mob boss / scumbag Greg Williams.
Napoleon Lajoie began his career with the National League Phillies, and soon everyone took notice.
In 1897, Lajoie led the league in slugging and total bases, and the following year led the league in doubles and RBIs. He was already an established star, and something that the American League very much needed when they formed and had their first season in 1901.
That year, Knapp moved cross town to Connie Mack's American League Athletics, where he had a year that all but defied belief.
Lajoie has one of those seasons that when you look at it on the historical record for the first time, you almost blink and turn your head and come back and make sure you saw the numbers correct. He hit .426 that year. He won the Triple Crown and was far and away the best player in the American League.
Lajoie was a huge man for a second baseman. He was 6'1", 200 pounds. We tend to think of Lajoie, because of his size, as something of a Fantasia elephant at second base, a lumbering sort, but all of the contemporary reports, and even his Hall of Fame plaque, refer to him as the graceful Larry Lajoie.
Lajoie moved on to Cleveland early in the 1902 season and became so identified with them that the club came to be known as the Naps.
Welcome back. I don't really understand what the NFL gains by waiting to let everybody know when everybody's going to play for the next round. They never used to do that before. I don't know if it's because they have so many different broadcast partners now that they can't keep anything straight. Anyways, here we go. 1st and 10. Houston, the ball, 36-yard line. Handoff. Flags are flying. Usually in a spot where you get a holding call. We'll see if it's that or is it an offsides. It is going to be a holding call on Houston, so that'll back them up. It'll be 1st and 20. Titus Howard the culprit. So 1st and 20. Houston would at least like to get a field goal out of this. You're getting into Pittsburgh territory, but they are quite a ways away right now. 1st and 20, ball at the 46, handoff up the middle. Marks dives his way out to down to about the 38-yard line of Pittsburgh, so about a 8-yard gain, making it a much more manageable 2nd and 12. And I think Nico Collins is getting carted to the locker room, so he must be in the concussion protocol. They keep showing the replay for those listening on radio, and as the ball's being broken up, he just does a header right into the turf. Does not look good for Nico. Shotgun formation, snap, fires it over to the left-hand side. Captain Kurt makes the catch, and he's out to the 32-yard line of Pittsburgh. It'll be 3rd down, but now Houston is in field goal territory. So we'll see how conservative they play this. It'll be 3rd and 6. Cold night here in Pittsburgh, but the wind doesn't appear to be too strong. Well within Fairbairn's range. Shotgun formation, 3 low, 1 high. Single back set. Here's the snap. Stroud dropping back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Fires it over the left-hand side and looking for over on the sidelines, but a bad throw by Stroud. He was looking down that sideline. For I believe that was number 81, Jaden Higgins once again, but it's a bad throw. And it'll be 4th and 6. 51-yard attempt. Here's the snap. The kick is up, deep, and it is good. And the Houston Texans have taken a 4-point lead. So 10-6 your score. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers get the ball when we return.
That's why you fat. Look at you, greedy. No, you can have it. You can have it. You got it, brother. You thought it was some snacks in there? You can go ahead and take it. It's a big box for a big back. Come on and get it. I know you need it.
I think I was confused, bro.
Oh, I think you hungry. And people act abnormal when they hungry. You seen a Snickers commercial. Come on and get you his little box. Don't try to run either. I don't want you to have an asthma attack on my porch.
I don't live too far.
I know you ain't walking far. I know you ain't walking far. You ain't got to tell me. Go ahead and get it. Big bag, big bag. You too big to be a thief. Come on and get it. At this point, I just want you to get the steps in. You never know, it could be some workout equipment in there.
Number 7.
Well, I think Derek Jeter's got to be right up there as one of the top shortstops of all time. You have a guy that has leadership qualities playing that position. It really makes him stand above a lot of other players.
He's the glue to the clubhouse. He's the captain, obviously, of the Yankees. And, that's a quality that you don't see in many players.
And he's the only man to be named MVP of both the All-Star Game and the Fall Classic in the same year.
He's got great talent. He can run, he can throw, and he can hit. He's a hitting machine.
He will not be a guy that will hit you, 40, 50 home runs in a year, but he will hit you one, when it really counts.
Walk-off home run by Derek Jeter.
He has always been consistently excellent, and he seems to be at his best when it matters most.
Derek Jeter comes through in the clutch, and the Yankees have tied the game in the 9th inning.
He epitomizes the concept of intangibles.
Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. We've got ourselves a tight ball game, 10-6. Houston has dominated this game in the stat line, but they've let Pittsburgh hang around. C.J. Stroud has shot his team in the foot several times with turnovers. What should be at least a 2-score game right now is just a 4-point game, and Aaron Rodgers is going to get the ball. With plenty of time, 13:07 on the clock. Here comes the kick from Fairbarn, and he will knock it high and deep. Caught at the 7-yard line. The Steelers will return it. Here comes the kick out, and pushing and twisting his way out past the 30-yard line down to about the 32, and that's where the Steelers will set up shop. Looked like that was Gainwell on the return once again. (10-6) your score, 13:01 left on the clock. We're going right to left across your radio dial. Shotgun formation, 3 trips high, 1 low. Here's the handoff to Gainwell off to the left-hand side. Gainwell scooting his way out past the 40, 41, 43, 44-yard line. And that's a Pittsburgh Steeler. First down.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go.
Good counter play.
Here we go.
Line shifted to the right and then cut to the left, and there was a huge hole out there out on the edge, and Gainwell stuck his foot in the ground and took off like a bat out of hell. Shotgun formation, single back set. Man in motion is DK Metcalf. 2 receivers high, 1 low, 1 tight. Look to be Freiermuth. Here's the snap. Rodgers looking, fires it down the left-hand side, and almost caught on the... Did he catch it? Did Austin catch that ball? It was deflected in the air. Austin thinks he caught the ball. Now, he might just trying to be selling it. As we take a look at this, tipped in the air, and nah, he didn't catch that. That ball bounced off the ground and off his face mask and off about half of the Pittsburgh population. He was trying to get the call there. You got to respect it. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying in football, right? Shotgun formation. 1 receiver low, 2 high. Here's the snap, handoff. Off to Gainwell. He spins and gets dropped for about a 3-yard loss. It'll be 3rd and 13. Third and 13. The Steelers will be in a passing situation now. Close to midfield. If they get close to the first down, they'll probably go for it. But a long way to go. Shotgun. Empty backfield. 2 low, 3 high. Rodgers, here's the snap. Drops back to pass. Fading. Gets hammered out there, and the ball comes out again. The ball comes out, and Houston's got it rumbling, bumbling, stumbling all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Houston! Holy Toledo! Rodgers got clobbered by the Houston defensive front. The ball popped out. And going the distance for the Houston Texans. Want to double check and make sure Anderson was the man that came in and rocked him. Want to make sure that he was not down on that play. No, he never got down. I thought he had a knee down at one point, but he did not. He was standing over the pile, scooped the ball out. Going all the way to the house. As the kick is up, the kick is high, the kick is good, and it's a 17-6 game. So we'll be back in a flash. Aaron Rodgers and company, they'll be in 4-down territory when we return, trailing by 11, but there's still 11 minutes to play. Don't go anywhere.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go,
Steelers! Here we go!
If you're telling me you're making a quick and easy dinner recipe and you start cutting you.
The fact that you people don't know what a real dive bar is insane to me. Over the past few years, being somebody that enjoys going to dive bars has become trendy. Every person will be like, I just go to dive bars. I don't like nightclubs. And so they'll take me to their favorite dive bar. And when I get there, I'll realize that it is a bar that is made to look like a dive bar. It's not actually a dive bar at all. It's more of a hipster bar. Just because there's graffiti in the stall of the bathroom does not mean that it is a dive bar. I don't know a couple signs that will tell you if you're in a real dive bar or not. One, prices for beer should not be any more than $4, and they shouldn't have any fancy beers there either. Just standard cheap beer. Regulars should not be friendly to you unless they've seen you multiple times in that bar. Then they will be friendly to you when you walk in. The outside should look like an app.
Welcome back. Kickoff, high end over end, and Gainwell's going to take it out, and he's going to run to the right-hand side. Breaks one tackle, breaks two tackles. Off to the right-hand side. He will square it out all the way to the 34-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Steelers.
Here we go, Steelers! Here we go! Here we go, Steelers! Here we go!
So 1st and 10, 11:16 on the clock. Shotgun formation, empty back set. 3 receivers low. Rodgers calling for the snap. Drops back, looking left, looking deep down the middle. Fires it deep, and the ball is just overthrown. Looking for Freiermuth in single coverage, but he did have a safety over the top. It'll be 2nd and 10. (17-6) your score, a 2-score game. Shotgun formation. Rodgers looks over to the left-hand side, fires it over the middle, and the ball is caught. I believe that was Warren. Got about 5-6 yards. It'll be 3rd down and manageable. Remember, anything that's even relatively close, they got to be going. Quick snap. Rodgers looks over the middle, throws it, and the ball is caught. The ball is caught in a tangled weave of about 2 defenders hanging all over. I believe that was Freiermuth. There is a flag, but that might be for a pass interference. Ball was over the middle, caught by Freiermuth. He had 2 guys hanging all over him. Let's see what the catch is. And they're going to say it's going to be a decline penalty. I believe they had too many men on the field with that quick snap. And the Steelers have the ball 1st and 10, ball at the 45-yard line. 10:38 to go. We're going right to left across your radio dial. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers high, 2 low, single back set. Rodgers drops back, looking. He's going to get tripped up and dropped at the 48-yard line. It'll be considered a sack. They'll give the sack to Autry. Maybe a combo sack, but Autry will definitely get some credit on it. I believe he tripped over his own man's foot coming out as Rodgers was running. No, Turf Monster got him. There was nobody near. I thought someone had stepped on his foot or he tripped over a foot. Rodgers was, as he was getting up, was trying to lobby for a face mask, but there was no face mask. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers high, 2 low. Here's the snap. Rodgers looking. Rolls out to his left, looking. Fires it over the left-hand side. The ball is incomplete. Looking for DK Metcalf. He was blanketed by Bullock. It'll be 3rd and 13. These Houston defenders are all over the Pittsburgh receivers. Now that they've abandoned the running game, trailing by 2 scores, it's become that more difficult for Rodgers to be able to try to navigate. Really wasn't a bad pass after you see the replay. We would like for DK to come up with that, though it would have been a tough catch. Shotgun formation, empty backfield. Here's the snap. Drops back to pass. Looking. Fires. Oh, the ball's going to get knocked down. He was looking over the middle trying to get a little bit of yardage to gain so they could go for it on 4th down, but it's now 4th and 13, and I don't know if you can go for it. Looks like they're going to put the punt unit out there. He was looking for, I believe that was Austin that was open over the middle, and it would have gotten close enough to try to go for it there, but Autry got his big mid up and knocked it down. So 4th and 13, ball at midfield. Here's the snap, the punt by Waitman, high end over end. Fair caught at about the 13-yard line, almost dropped. Holy cow. Very dangerous play there. The ball on a fair catch by Noel was almost dropped. By the way, that touchdown return, if you did have a Fat Man touchdown on your betting list tonight, you got it. Sheldon Rankins, the defensive tackle that ran back that fumble for a touchdown, 6'2", 305-pounder out of Louisville. We'll be back in a flash. Texans get the ball when we return.
Let's go, Texans. Let's go. Let's go, Texans.
These kids nowadays really think they know what stress is. Back when we was growing up and you missed a TV show, you really missed it.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Have you thought about managing in the future?
I have thought about it. Me and Stephen Vogt actually talked about it while he was here, and how fun it'd be. Hopefully manage a winning team. I think that'd make it a lot more fun. But I've definitely thought about it, yeah.
Would family conditions change any of that?
Yes, that would definitely be a huge conversation for us, especially with a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. I know the hours being a manager is more so than being a player, because as a manager you want to be here before your players and you want to stay later than your players to make a great impression on your players. So that definitely be a huge conversation that is a lot longer than a small little Braves question. It'd probably be a multiple week, multiple month type of question.
But I think in the end, the thing that appealed to me most was the fact that it rewarded merit, that there is a justice to the game, that if you score, it goes up on the board, and if I score more than you, you lose and I win. That and the idea that we do it together, community. If only life were that easy, that whenever we learned to cooperate with one another and did the right thing, we won. That's what baseball is.
17-6 your score. Houston now will be trying to work on the clock as they lead by 11. 9:29 here in the fourth quarter. They've got the ball at the 13-yard line of Houston. Here's the snap. Marks pushes ahead for about a 2-yard gain, maybe 3. It'll be second down. We're going left to right across your radio dial. Trailing by 2 touchdowns or a touchdown, a field goal, and a 2-point conversion. Shotgun formation, pass off to the left-hand side. The ball is caught, and that's going to be a catch by Higgins, and he'll push his way just past the line to gain for a Houston Texans first down.
Let's go, Texans. Let's go.
Kind of a flip pass out there to the left.
Let's go, Texans.
Really is remarkable that Houston has this commanding lead with the mistakes that they've made offensively tonight. They're going to have to clean that up when they go to New England if they hold on to this lead, or it could get ugly in a hurry. Stroud under center. Single back set, tight formation. Here's the handoff. Marks, dips and ducks and finds his way for about a 2-3 yard gain. It'll be second down. 8 minutes on the clock and counting down. Pittsburgh with all 3 of their timeouts, as does Houston. .7:43 on the clock. Stroud under center, sends a man in motion. Here's the handoff off to the right-hand side. And I believe that is Nick Chubb, and he will push his way for about a 4-yard gain. It'll be third down and about 4. It'll be a long 4. Counting close to 7 minutes on the clock, there's 7:08. Pittsburgh looking for a big stop here. They can get a stop here. They would still have plenty of time with 3 timeouts to give themselves a chance to get back in this one. Shotgun formation. Stroud drops back to pass. Looking, fires off to the right-hand side. The ball's caught. That's going to be a first down. That's that man, Captain Kirk, again. He's going to push us all the way down to the Pittsburgh Steeler 36-yard line.
Let's go, Texans. Let's go.
Drag route over from left to right, and he made the catch and danced up the sidelines. They're almost in field goal range. Gores was on the play covering Kirk, and he got burned. So 1st and 10, the ball, they'll push it back to the 37-yard line. Here's the snap, handoff to Marks. He will push his way for about a 1-yard gain. It'll be second and long. Really seems like this is the spot where you would have Nick Chubb get those tough yards when they know the run is coming. He is currently standing on the sidelines after that brief run on this series. A field goal would make it a 2-touchdown game. The big opponent right now for the Steelers is that clock. It's winding down. 5:23 on the clock. And here's the snap, handoff up the middle, and it's going to be about a 5-6 yard gain. That'll make it third and very manageable. That was Nick Chubb this time. Third and 3. 4:54 and counting. Pittsburgh still holding on to those timeouts. Big third down here for the Steelers defense. Shotgun. One back set. Handoff up the middle. And Nick Chubb's going to grind his way down to the 21-yard line, but there is a flag on the play. C.J. Stroud is motioning like he thinks it's on Pittsburgh. It is on Pittsburgh. It'll be declined, and that'll be a Houston Texans first down.
Texans, let's go. Let's go, Texans, let's go.
(17-6) your score. A little over 4 minutes left in this one. Houston with the ball at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10, handoff up the middle. Diving and sitting down about a yard short of the line of scrimmage is Nick Chubb. 4:18 on the clock. You wonder where will the Steelers start using these timeouts. I know in a perfect world they would have loved to have held them till after they get the ball back so they could control possessions, but it's getting to the nitty-gritty at this point. 3:50 on the clock. Here's the snap. Handoff. Chubb pushes his way up off to the left-hand side. There is a flag coming out. He got about a 5-6 yard gain. See what that flag is being thrown for. It's usually in the area where you get a holding call. See what the call is on. No, it's going to be a personal foul. It's going to be a face mask on the Steelers. And that's going to be automatic first down.
Let's go, Texans. Let's go.
Nick Herbig, who's going back to the bench, gets called for the face mask. And that might do it. It's 1st and goal. The Steelers have to get a stop here. They have to force a field goal. They're going to have a chance to climb back in this one. Up by 11. Here's the snap. Handoff is to Marks, and here comes another flag. This is probably on the offense. It is. It's a false start. It'll be 1st and goal from now the 13-yard line. So 3:43 on the clock, 1st and goal to 13. Stroud under center, hands it off to the right-hand side, and pushing his way into the end zone, and that is a Houston Texans touchdown. 23-6 your score.
Come on, we Texans! All we do, homework! And we gonna give it to them all day long! Come on, we Texans! All we do, homework! And we gonna give it to them all day long! You know! You know! That's it!
Yes, sir, Raymond. I was the one that got it started. Man, we started talking about that. I want to say we started talking about it. I first brought it up, I believe, back around the All-Star break. Here's the snap. The kick is up. The kick is good, and it's 24-6. Yeah, it's a. I don't. Have you gotten your tickets yet, Raymond? They're free tickets, but you have to register them. Is all you have to do. And you go through their app, and you get the free tickets. And it's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. there on the 31st of January. But I've never been to one, so I don't know what to expect. I don't know if you've ever been or not. I'm very curious of what it is and if it's worth the trek up there. But I'm definitely going. I've already gotten my tickets and my hotel accommodations and everything. 3:38 on the clock. Texans lead 24-6. And here's the kickoff. High and deep. Into the end zone, off the hands of Gainwell. He will return it out anyways. He'll spin out to about the 29-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Steelers trailing by 18. It almost looked like when they did the touchdown there that they were intentionally letting them score. But A, if you were going to do that, you should have done it a lot earlier. But B, I don't know what that gains you. Because now you're down 3 scores. You needed to force a field goal there. They send the tickets on your phone like it's like a. You can pull it up on your phone. I forget the name of the app, but the app that they have, the Major League Baseball app for the parks. Snap drops back to pass, fires it off to the left-hand side, and the ball is knocked down. Autry, he has had a busy night. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Steelers. So if you've already ordered them, Peta, it would be like probably in your email, but you can pull them up from the app. I'll pull it up at the next break to see what the name of that app is. I think it's just called Ballpark. Shotgun formation, drops back to pass, fires off the left-hand side. Ball is dropped. Gainwell was the intended receiver. Ball rolled off his hands. And it'll be 3rd and 10, 3:27 to go. Third and 10. Rodgers in the shotgun, drops back to pass. Looking, fires it over the middle. Ball is caught. Gainwell with the catch. And it'll be 4th down and relatively short. Call it 3 or 4. About 3:10 to go here on the clock. Check whatever email is the best thing I can tell you, Peter. Whatever email you used. Shotgun formation. They're calling it 4th and 5. Ball at the 34-yard line. Rodgers drops back to pass looking. Fires it over the middle. And a bad throw. That ball's going to get picked off. And the return is on. Going down the left sideline. And Rodgers tries to clip the interception. And he will get dodged. And it's going to come all the way back for a touchdown. A pick 6 for Houston. And that's going to do it.
All day long. Who are we, Texans? What we do? Homework. How we gonna get
Bullock with the pick 6.
You know. That's it.
Kind of a lackadaisical effort by everybody coming down the side trying to stop Bullock from returning that for a touchdown. Rodgers the only one that really put himself in harm's way. Little stutter step. Got Rodgers off to the sideline. That might be it for Rodgers. That might be the final throw he ever makes in his NFL career. He hasn't announced whether or not he's coming back. Of course, I didn't think he was coming back last year, and he did. But be 31-6 here. The timeout on the field. It must be an injury timeout, or there's a goofball on the field. Maybe there's a goofball. So they're not talking about any kind of an injury, so it must be a goofball on the field. So 2:39 on the clock. Here's the extra point attempt up. Fairbarn kicks it high. Oh, that ball's going to be blocked. And 30-6 will be your score. So in theory, the Steelers are still within 3 scores. 3 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions. And they're right back in it. Problem is there's 2:39 on the clock. Trying to think, that might have hit. Let's see. That might have affected a. I think most of them had it at 7.5, but if you had 6.5 as the over for Fairbarn's points tonight, that block kick would have gotten you. But I think most of them had it 7.5, so he's got 3 extra points and 3 field goals. So he's only sitting at 1 field goal and 3 extra points. He's sitting at 6 points. Kickoff was fair, caught into the end zone, and the Steelers will take over, and I don't believe Rodgers is coming out. Looks like he's going to sit down for the final 2.5 minutes. Whether or not he comes back, we all know how he does this. He waits 5-6 months to decide. So if you're the Steelers, I just don't see how you can keep waiting on his decision. Here's the handoff up the middle, and Jalen Warren will get the carry, about a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and long. The Steelers are now just looking to run out the clock. I believe that's Mason Rudolph in the game for Aaron Rodgers. Howard is the other backup. That's going to take us down to the 2-minute warning. No, they're not mailing them, Peter. It's all electronic nowadays. I don't know if they mail any kind of tickets anymore. They might still do it for like a musical concert that they think us old people will be at. But other than that, everything's digital nowadays. We'll be back in a flash. 2-minute warning. Steelers getting housed in their own house. We'll be back.
When is it time to cut back? Well, it might be time to cut back when you're at the grocery store and the clerk takes your package of Oreos and puts them on that little shelf and says, do you want to keep these separate? You know, like it's a pack of gum.
You just don't believe in knocking, do you? What you want now? Our hands have fingertips, but our toes don't have toe tips. But we still can tiptoe.
Repeat after me. Okay. If it's not perfect, on the first try, it's a learning opportunity, and I get to try again. It's trash, I'm trash, and I am never trying that again. No!
Archie Vaughn has a reputation as an infielder, but he won the National League Batting Championship in 1935 with an average of 385.
Archie Vaughn is thought of today as a guy who had some freak show batting numbers, 385 in 1935. This was not a hitter's league in 1935. This is a fantastic number.
His first 10 years with the Pittsburgh Pirates, Joseph Floyd Archie Vaughn hit over 300. But that's just part of the story of this Hall of Fame, who owns the second highest lifetime batting average by a shortstop.
He had a lifetime 318 batting average, hit a lot of home runs, had over 2,100 hits.
Vaughn may have been the best hitting of all the shortstops as a pure hitter.
He was a superb shortstop, an all-around baseball player, was a great base runner by all accounts.
But tragedy made Archie a forgotten man. It wasn't until 1985 that the Veterans Committee enshrined him in the Hall of Fame, 37 years after he retired and 33 years after his sudden death.
One of the reasons Vaughn disappeared from the scene was a tragic early death by drowning soon after he retired. It took many years and a lot of advocacy by baseball writers and historians to get Vaughn into the Hall of Fame.
Welcome back. Two minutes left as the Texans are going to be heading to New England. And here's my guess on how that'll play out as the snap is handoff up the middle. Pushing and prodding his way is Jalen Warren once again. About a 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down. They've been waiting till the end of the game to announce the times for these ball games. But I believe it's going to be New England versus Houston in that early window on Sunday. And then typically it ends up being 2:30 Eastern. And then you get about a 6:30 Eastern, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe 5:30 Eastern for the second game, as they will be 4th and 2 now as they run the ball up the middle for about a 2-yard gain. See if they punt it or if they decide to try to run a play here. They will. Mason Rudolph flips it out to the left-hand side. The ball is caught diving ahead. I think they may give him the first down. I seriously doubt we're going to get any kind of a challenge. It will be a first down, so a completion by Mason Rudolph in the playoffs. So that would put your NFC game as the late game, which would be the Packers and, the Bears and the Rams, is the handoff to the left-hand side. Warren's going to bust out for about a 10, 12-yard gain. It's a Pittsburgh Steeler first down. They're into Houston territory. And then, so it looks like they're calling it 3 and 6:30 now. They used to do 2:30 and 2:30 and 6. At one point it was 2 and 5:30. They keep getting later and later on those Sunday games in the divisional rounds. Here's the snap, handoff up the middle, and Warren will get stopped at the line of scrimmage, and that'll do it. There's 12 seconds left. They'll count it down. And then my guess would be they will probably, I don't know, I would think Buffalo and Denver's the biggest draw. That's where I would put the game for Saturday night. But I had heard that they were leaning towards making that the Saturday afternoon game. I mean, if that's the case, we'll probably give you the game. We're waiting to see what broadcast station is actually going to carry that game and what time it'll be on. That is it as the clock goes down to 0, and it's 30-6. So, big picture, Houston goes to New England, most likely the 3 o'clock game on Sunday. And the Packers, I keep saying Packers, the Bears and the Rams would be the Sunday night game. And Seattle, San Francisco could end up being the Saturday night game because they're both West Coast teams, and they may want those fan bases to be able to watch both of those games. And Denver is going to host Buffalo most likely Saturday afternoon. The other big thing that jumps out at you, not only did the under hit, like we talked about at the beginning of the game, 30-6, it was 38.5 was the total. Houston covered the spread with ease. They were minus 2.5, and they go laughing away in a 30-6 victory. Disappointing ending to the season for Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Houston Texans march on. Y'all have a great night. Appreciate y'all stopping in and spending your Monday night football with us. Next Monday night national title game, the Hoosiers versus the Canes. And this Thursday night at 6 p.m., we're going to do a Once Upon a Pastime series, World Series game number 4. We've done 3 of these in the past few years. This is the 4th edition. Should be a lot of fun. We'll see you then. Also, Armchair Quarterback radio show will be on Thursday morning. Y'all have a great week as the Texans hit a big one, 30-6, and the Steelers still without that elusive victory in the postseason in quite some time.
Come on, we Texans! How we do? Homework! How we gonna give it to them? All day long! Come on, we Texans! How we do? Homework! How we gonna give it to them? All day long!
Goodbye, sweetheart, well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart, goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.